on Kane! It's 1-0. We're freaking down. 13th in the Championship. The takeover happened, as I said it would. People will be... Oh, when have we got Leeds? We definitely are on one, mate. Don't worry about it. We are on one, and it's just going to get better and better as signings are confirmed, right? But this is a bit more of a relaxed stream, though. Don't worry, because we've got three absolute goats that are with us that'll probably temper me and say, "Calm down a bit, Joe. It's not confirmed yet." So let's bring them in. We've got Joe, we've got Stats, and we've got Rocco. How are we doing, folks? Deadline day. Happy days. How are you, Joe?
I'm good.
Are you happy, mate?
Excited about today. Yeah, I've seen some good news coming out, but it looks like good news. And then I've seen some absolutely wild swings at potential other targets that are being linked.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll talk about them. But yeah, look, if we get a right back done, that's the priority. Get that done, and I'm okay.
Yeah. What about you, Rocco? I know I've seen you tweet out yesterday about being relaxed either way if it happens. If not, do you know what I mean? So. How it must be buzzing this morning waking up to the news. I know I am.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was thinking when you asked me, I'm probably like the worst person to come on to build any excitement about deadline day. No yellow ties over here, but I have been relaxed, and I am relaxed. I feel like we're all right. We're doing really well this season, and like we're not just going to go to shit because we don't add. But at the same time, the fullback situation is, definitely a risk at the very least. I mean, it's funny, really, because, we've only got Firpo as the natural left back, and it's Firpo, but because he's had a few good games, everyone's concentrating on right back. But I think we do need that. I think that strengthens us. Like, if we can get Connor Roberts in, I think he absolutely fits the bill. He's the Ayling replacement that Spence never was.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with you. I think, look, if we get more, and I think we potentially could, but listen, I'm 95% sure we get Connor Roberts at this point. 95% sure. But the rest, we'll wait and see, because like Joe mentioned, there's been a few wild swings. We've seen Harry Suter linked. We've seen Ben Godfrey linked again. We've seen Mason Holgate linked again. So they're clearly still in the hunt for a centre-back, because apparently we had a loan turned down for Joe Worrell last night as well. So it's going to be interesting to see if we do land that centre-back and what his thought process is. I'm almost thinking, like, the way we've been building up currently, you see a three at the back, don't you? Gruyev dropping in. Is it a case of let's bring in another centre-back who's of a sufficient level so that I can move Ampadu back into midfield, and I've got Strout Road on and another? And maybe we just go with two wing backs with Roberts and Firpo. We'll have to wait and see. There's loads of different permutations, but he clearly wants a centre back, even though we don't really need one, because Cooper's back. We've got Creswell, we've got Strout, we've got Rodon, and Ampadu you could throw in there as well. So it looks like he might be switching things up potentially. I might be wrong. We'll have to wait and see. Stats, welcome, mate. It's great to have you on. I know you're an avid viewer of all Leeds United content, and you know your stuff. And if we need anything fact checking, we've got the perfect man to do it live on stream. But how are you, mate? Because I know you've messaged me a few times saying, Joe, I'm a little bit nervous. Are we getting signing? And I've been going, Stats, just keep the faith, man.
I'm buzzing. I'm absolutely buzzing this morning. I think there's two ways of looking at it. The first half of the season, we've been absolutely brilliant. You look at the first few games of the season, they were kind of a bit of a write-off, weren't they? Because Daniel Farke was still building his squad. We're unbeaten at home, one of three teams unbeaten in England at home in the league, along with Liverpool and Man City. We're doing all right. We potentially could go second tomorrow night with a victory over Bristol City, albeit Southampton and Ipswich will have games in hand. And I think with the signing of Connor Roberts, hopefully done by 11 p.m. tonight, I think that'll do us perfectly, because obviously Archie has had a bit of an injury. Sam Byram, I know, can switch as well. You've got Firpo coming back into form. So yeah, I'd be absolutely delighted if Connor Roberts does sign. And the important thing is he could also potentially make his debut at Plymouth in the Cup on Tuesday night. He's not played in the FA Cup for Burnley this season. So reason to be positive. I'm really looking forward to the second half of the season. And I think we've got a very, very good chance of returning back to the big time at the first attempt.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. If you look, Joe Donahue put a tweet out the other day about, and I've shared it on here. I don't know if you folks have seen it, but the points per game after the second half of the season under Farker at Norwich each season, it's increased by 1, and the one it didn't, it stayed the same at 2.04. So, you know, we're perfect guy for the running. Joe, you mentioned some wild swings. What do you think to them? Do you think we're actually in? I mean, with all these links, regardless if some are wild and some are more credible, it definitely looks like we want a centre back, right?
I don't know. Because I can't wait till the windows close. I have Football Insider in my radar.
I need a rest. I need a rest, mate. I need a rest,
mate. I'm sick of listening to them. I'm sick of them winding the fan base up. I have a lovely post put together of every single one they've got wrong so far. So I'm really excited about this. And that's where my problem is with this. Harry Souttar has been linked with Leeds by an exclusive from Football Insider. So I think that's probably a wild swing. Football League World have ran with that as well. Callan Chambers has been mentioned this morning as well. Looks like he's leaving West Ham, and according to Football League World, they reckon Leeds are interested in him as well. Now, he can play fullback or centre-back. So I think that could be a backup if Roberts doesn't happen. But I think, as you've already said, I think it will. Mason Holgate. So TalkSport have said this morning, Alex Crook says that Mason Holgate is one to keep an eye on today for Leeds. However, Mason Holgate is currently on loan at Southampton, and that loan move would need to be cancelled and then reloaned out, which could happen. It could happen very quickly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
but I think Mason Holgate and Harry Souttar are a bit of a wild swing for me. I think we do Roberts. The Joe Worrell one isn't dead just yet. Although,
no, I wouldn't.
If it is Joe Worrell, does that mean Cooper isn't then freed up to go to Blackburn? Because do you need another centre-back if Charlie is sticking around as well? He's a good age, Worrell. He's a decent centre-back, especially at this level.
Captain as well, and he club captain at Forest as well. So it's almost like a sort of direct replacement for a Cooper type.
It's like a direct replacement for Cooper. And I think what's been said about Worrell as well is wherever he goes, he'll be a captain there because he's that kind of mentality and that kind of person. The Harry Souttar one's interesting because apparently Leicester have already agreed a deal for the player. But apparently Leeds are looking to hijack it. Yeah. Yeah, well, Sheffield United were interested in him, but they look like they've fallen away now and are no longer chasing him. So, I mean, if you were just even to take Harry Souttar to take him away from Leicester getting them, that means Leicester come out of this window probably weaker than they went into the window all up, and so do Southampton as well. So, it's an interesting one. Worrell I'd like. Mason Holgate, I think, is a massive wild swing.
Yeah, it is a bit wild, but just on that whole loan thing, it can happen quickly because Hull City wanted Carvalho. They got rid of Scott Twine. Scott Twine went back and then went straight on loan to Bristol City, and then they get Carvalho. So it literally takes. This is what I want to come to you, Rocco, on this as well, because there's been a lot of chat of like, we've left it too late. This is what I've had to bat off all week, and others that are, being positive. It's too late. And then we see today just how quick things can change. Do you think Leeds United have played this right? Because I'm almost of the thinking, say if we look at Joe Worrell, right? Joe Worrell, we see a report the other day, 6 million. And then we see Leeds are put in a loan bid, still rejected. But as the closer the window gets, the more nervy Forest become, and they go, do you know what? Okay, we'll accept that loan. And it almost feels like, to me, this is the best way to play. It's risky, but it's risk versus reward. People say you should get your deals done on the first, but if you go on the first, they're asking for fucking 20 million, and they want, and it just doesn't work like that. People think we're playing FIFA at times, Rocco, I think.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think it is, well, firstly, it's the nature of the beast, in it, especially when you're a bit further down the food chain. Like, you have to wait, it's not really in our hands, is it? I mean, if we had a bottomless pit to throw money at people, then fair enough. Also, we're not really we haven't been in a massive rush. I know there's been years where, like, we've signed someone on deadline day, and it has sort of been a frustration that we've lost all our matches in January. Like, if we'd have got this guy in sooner, we might have had more points. We've won every single game, apart from the cup game, of course. So, And the other thing is as well, like Farker in the summer, even before the end of the window, I think it was like beginning of August, and he was saying, well, we don't want to miss out on like a good one at the end of the window. You sort of need to hedge your bets a little bit and see what's going to come up. You don't want to go too soon. And then, you could have got someone even better than, what your current first choices seem to be, or your realistic options. So at the end of the day, I trust them. And like they deserve our trust. Like a lot of people on Twitter slagging the club off. Like there's no base to it. Like we don't have a clue what's going on. You know, these are the professionals that have come in, and it's not like we're talking about Radrizzani and Orta anymore. We're talking about people. Our only reference, or you know, without knowing the background of these guys, like my only reference is what they did in the summer, and they did amazingly well. So I have absolutely no reason not to trust them, to trust that they're doing everything they can. And it's not like they've not been trying either. You know, Farkas said they had a couple of people that were close, but
didn't he?
yeah, exactly.
I think I know who the second player is as well.
Go on.
It looks like it's possibly Charlie Taylor, who's currently out injured with a shoulder injury.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and they brought in the guy. They're trying to get a right back now. I think Thomas Munier and another, but they also brought in the Estevez, who's a centre back, but has also played left back as well, which is what Taylor's done for Burnley this season. He's played centre back and left back. I mean, it's a shame he's injured. Maybe we could have got that done. If I know a lot of people go, Charlie Taylor, but now my reference point is always Willie Gnonto, though. Willie Gnonto, because we've all accepted him back with open arms, so you can't really say.
Well, like, I changed my tune on Taylor in the summer. Like if he makes us better and gets us where we need to get to, fine, bring 100%. Him in. The other thing just to say about what Rocco's point's really, really interesting as well about, you know, biding your time and waiting for the right player, but also you hear that the term dominoes falling all the time. Burnley have just agreed a deal to sign Asenyon from that Turkish club, who's a right back, which then frees up Connor Roberts to go out on loan. And that's why you have to wait, because Connor Roberts wasn't available. Leeds wanted him. They thought he might be available. It was always said that it could be the end of the window before it gets done. That's been the narrative on that story for most of the month. And now you're looking at a situation where they're bringing in a right back, which means now all of a sudden Connor Roberts is free to go, but you had to wait till the last day to get that done. So patience in this situation might actually work out. And if you go back to the summer window as well, we talked about patience in that window as well. We talked just wait until the end of the window and see.
I wasn't back here. You were telling me.
That's during the summer, I think it was understandable. The club was a mess during the summer with what was going on with Rad's leaving and what had been there before. And there is a bit of PTSD with the previous ownerships. Not just, I've heard some wild takes. I mean, even from people that you would expect better from. Like in the last couple of days, I've heard the 49ers referred to on my channel as incompetent. I heard the BBC's podcast refer to it as Batesy, which I thought was a incredible statement for Johnny Buchan to make, referring to him as Batesy. Same as Rad's, an embarrassment and haven't a clue. Now, this is a team that, if you look at what they did with the 49ers, they did the exact same thing they did at Leeds. They started off small. They started off building the foundations, getting the right people
in the Super Bowl at the weekend as well.
For the Super Bowl. They just won their divisional playoff final, and they're now into the Super Bowl final. So they have been building steadily. And again, the other thing as well is, given Leeds' history with finances, why people are keen for Leeds to burn money on people that might not work out. Weston McKennie last year is a prime example of that. Yeah. You know, if nothing else, we paid wages for that player. You know, so I'm okay with what they're doing. I think they're building it properly behind the scenes. I think there's a patient approach to this. The other story that we talked about this the other day, Joe, when the Daily Mail, who appeared to be the outsourced for all 49ers inside information, they were invited to Levi Stadium. And what they said was there is a massive overhaul planned of the Leeds United squad should they get promoted to the Premier League. So you're not going to bring in permanent players at a championship level now if you're going to go to the Premier League and then overhaul that entire squad for the Premier League, which is needed. And you look at all the younger players that they've decided aren't making the grade and they're going out of the club. There's a cleaning house happening. You know, same with Liam Cooper not getting a new contract, Luke Ayling not getting a new contract. They're cleaning the house. And then next year there's a big overhaul plan. So why go and waste money now on something you might not need? Again, as Rocco said, we've been great this season. We're doing really, really well considering where we were at the start. Exactly. Unbeaten in 2024, a new record for wins in January. So, I mean, I don't get the outrage towards the 49ers right now. The club's in a really good position. And as I said before, same amount of points as we had on the Bielsa at this stage during the promotion season. And in fact, we've got a slightly better goal difference than we had on the Bielsa at this stage during that season as well. So where the outrage is coming from, because we're not playing Football Manager or FIFA with signings, is nuts.
100%. Yeah, it's wild, mate. It's wild that, I have to constantly bat stuff off in here. People telling me all that sort of stuff. There was a guy yesterday, Richard Roth. I hope he's here. This is the thing, yeah? Like, at least...
Clown.
When you're on your YouTube, you have to show up, right? So if you get it wrong, but I wish them people that do hammer would come and say, do you know what, I got it wrong, sorry, but they never do. They just disappear. Well, you never see them again on the channel.
You're due a few receipts today, though, aren't you? From the stream that we did the other day, I said that if we don't sign anyone, I'll come on here and say I was wrong, but they have to come on and say they were wrong. We're still due a few of them today.
someone put together a little video of me, saying all window that we're going to sign someone. They were getting clips sent by other people. He showed me a message of a Bournemouth fan actually sending me, I found you another video of Joe. So now what I've done is spoke to my media guy who sorts mine out. I've sent him loads of bumps, so you will be there. They will be there. We'll be back. I can't wait. Do you know what? It's all fun and games, though. Evie makes a great point stat. She says risk versus reward. Look at the Spurs situation with Rodon. They wanted 15 million in the summer. They then came back to us and said, here, you can have him on loan. If we'd have pushed the button early like people wanted, we'd have been 15 million down. Do you know what I mean? So it's a similar sort of scenario, isn't it?
Of course, I think January, if you look down the years, is a notoriously tough window because managers want to keep squads together within a promotion race, relegation scrap, going for Europe. It is a tough window, and that's why it does tend to go down to the last minute because look at Vincent Kompany, as Jer said, that they brought the Steve Geezer in and he's probably going to sign for them, which allows Conor Roberts then to join Leeds. So it does take time, and transfers just don't happen like that. And it's not going to say buy this player. They take time. Negotiation takes time. Medical takes time. It's got to be the right fit for the club, like as Daniel said in his presser yesterday. It's got to be the right person to improve the squad. And for me, had we signed nobody, I'd have been fine with that. It looks like that's not going to be the case. We're going to sign Conor Roberts by the sounds of things. I'm very, very happy with that. It's another option at right back. We've got 17 games left starting tomorrow night at Bristol City. We've got a great chance of winning promotion. I'm very, very happy with the way things are going, and transfers just have to take time. I think it's the case that patience isn't a vocabulary word that football fans, not just Leeds fans, but football fans in general don't tend to like. So one thing's happening yesterday, and unfortunately it doesn't. I trust the 49ers. It's not them doing the transfers, it's Greta Steinson and Nicky Hammond with the paperwork, with the recruitment side of things. I think they've got virtually everyone right, okay, apart from Jed Spence, but we didn't know that at the time. I think we were all buzzing at the time when Jed Spence signed. Obviously, that didn't quite work out, and they've gone back in for Conor Roberts. I trust the judgment. We are doing better than I thought. We potentially could go into the promotion places for the first time this season tomorrow night, and it's looking very rosy for me. And let's see where we are. I've still got my eye on that Southampton game at the end of the season that could potentially be a promotion shootout. But yeah, I'm delighted with the way things are going. They're unbeaten in 2024. I think we're actually ahead of where we were under the Bielsa season when we went up in 1920. So yeah, for me, it's all very positive around Ellen Road.
Yeah, no, exactly it is. And I was just like in an ulterior universe, I was thinking, imagine, I was saying to myself, what if we don't sign someone and then lose on Friday against Bristol City? Like, oh my God. Like, I genuinely started to think about this. I was thinking, oh no, it'd be so bad if that did happen. Rocco, Stats touched on something there, and Farker mentioned it about having the right fit of player. But what a glowing what's the word I'm looking for? Recommendation he could have got. Yeah. Reference recommendation from Rodon, from Ampadu, from Dan James. In effect, you're going to have Roberts, his compatriot Rodon next to him, and then in front of him, his other compatriot, Dan James. It's the Welsh team down that right hand side, and that can only be great as well in terms of continuity and stuff because they know each other's games already. Rocco.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, definitely. That's like they're the two main players that Roberts will be playing with, and he knows them already inside out. So that's a massive plus. I think he's got about 50 caps for Wales, I think, hasn't he? So that's really, really good. And yeah, like the personality thing, like Parker said about it yesterday, and it's something that I've said previously, and I believe strongly about the human side of things where you don't want a squad that's just bloated with players that come, like especially loanees that come in and want to play. You like that togetherness, that feeling of actually like being involved, which is, people don't really like. People criticize Bielsa's 18-man squad, but then at the same time they'll look at the running stats and be bowled over. Well, I don't think, like, you can't separate the two. Like, it's hand in hand. Like, that's the trade-off. Like, I don't think you would get those running stats if it was a 25-man squad and people knew that they weren't going to be playing. Like, every man in an 18-man squad expects to feature at least on the weekend. So I really believe in that, and that's why I believe in our squad still. I believe it's still still big enough, but with the exception of course, like Firpo and Byron being so injury prone, that was always the risk. But yeah, I do think that human side of who you're bringing in is massively important, especially a team that's doing so well, winning so regularly. And there'll be like a bit of a siege mentality from the start of the season when, things were a mess and, this group of players have pulled us out of the mire. So again, you don't really want to upset that either.
Yeah. Do you know what? It's just come to my mind when you were mentioning Firpo. We've not really been linked to a left back yet. But, like I've said before, if we bring in, say when we were linked to Godfrey, I'm thinking, right, so 3 centre-backs and have Firpo up high. But I guess what you can do is obviously switch that on its head and say if Firpo or Byron get injured, then you can have 3 on the other side and just have Roberts playing up and have Cooper on the left of a 3. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. You know much more about the game than me. That's the only reason I ask.
There's options there.
We've been building up with a 3, haven't we, for sure?
Yeah, we have. It's similar to what Bielsa did with Calvin Phillips, where when we build out from the back, the ball is played out high. And even Meslier probably takes it a bit further than under Bielsa. Meslier will carry that ball out of the box at times as well to get the team to push up a bit, which gives us a bit more space to play in. I think the Junior Firpo thing is fine at the moment. I don't think we have a huge amount of defending to do in this division. So I think we get to see Junior Firpo at his best, which is going forward. I think next season it's a different conversation. We know what his defensive capabilities are like in the Premier League. I think then it's a problem maybe next year. But from an attacking perspective, which is the bulk of what we're going to be doing this year, because we're in that top 4 bracket, he's very little defending to do as long as he can do the basics reasonably well or have cover behind him, which we have. So I think they might be looking at that, thinking his injury stuff is behind him. And if he does get a little bit of a niggle, then we've got Sam to step in there. Down the right-hand side, you've got Roberts. And if he has a bit of a niggle, you've got Archie. So there's balance there. There's cover there. The centre-back situation, I think, is locked down now. You've got Stroke and Cooper as your left centre-backs. You've got Cressy and you've got Rodon as your right centre-backs. And then you've got Ethan Ampadu as an option you can pop in there. And Sam Byron can play in there as well if you need him, has done as well. So you've got options in there across the back line. But I think it was important to get that right-back one sorted because you don't have cover if anything happens to Archie. And we've seen the injury he got last week and the worry that caused. So it's important to just make sure that we don't leave ourselves open. We don't go down the route before of the Adam Forshaw central midfielder coming back as a new signing and the international number 9's comments. As long as we don't leave yourself short when you've got an opportunity to push on and get promoted. Get it done. Especially if we end up in the playoffs, we're going to need to have a fresh enough squad and options along the way. So it's going to be a hell of a run in. But I think we're doing the right things. And again, I go back to the point. I don't think we needed to sign a ton of players. I think we've signed the right ones. Georgie Rutter dropping into the 10 and doing really well in there, which kind of validifies the comments that we made at the start of the season around Rutter's a 10 and not a 9. We've seen how good he's been in that 10, which now means Leeds don't need to go off and buy a number 10. And Paveda's looked okay in the matches that he's come off the bench with as well. So there's options there as well. So it is just a case of get the full back, and then if you won't cover anywhere else, fine, but get the right back sorted.
100%. I think that's important as well because, people, because as the window is coming to the close, I'm going, you know what, right, that's probably enough, and then people going, no, but you said X, Y, Z. But it is important to apply context because at the start of January, we still had Spence. Rutter wasn't playing in the 10. Firpo was a constant crock. So, so we were like, oh, God, we definitely need a 10. That was the top of everyone's shopping list. As soon as we played Rutter there, we've all gone, oh, no, we don't need a 10 now. Definitely not. Where would he fit in? You know what I mean?
So wants versus needs as well. I mean, I would want.
Yeah. Still take one. Yeah.
Right? I'd want that. Do we need a right back, left back, and a 10? No, we need a right back. We need that. So again, it's wants versus need. We all want stuff, but I'm happy as long as we get over the line. I'm okay. I'm okay with this. Everything will be fine. But we have to.
Just a quick.
I meant to say Saints statistics, who are the ones that ruled Leeds out of the running a week or so ago, have now tweeted about Mason Holgate being linked with Leeds, and they've said he's played 5 games, 290 minutes, 89% passing accuracy, and then they've gone down through his stats, and then they just went, it might be beneficial to hold on to Holgate in order to not strengthen our promotion rivals Leeds, who, just bear in mind, we weren't a promotion rival last week. But his wages are extortionate, and it would be great to get him off the wage bill. Give him to us. We'll take.
He's been linked with Standard Liège as well, but the source I'm not too sure on, if I'm honest. It seems like, and we've seen this a lot through the window, that Sheffield United are definitely swimming in the same circles as us, because it's been said here, Sheffield United want Suter, Holgate and Godfrey, which is the 3 centre-backs Leeds United have all been linked to. And that was just half an hour, or 32 minutes ago now on the Sky Sports transfer blog. So, yeah. Maybe we'll wait to see which one they land, being at Premier League, and then say, right, we'll take the next one. Although I'm not sure on Mason Holgate, if I'm being totally honest. I think out of them, I would take Ben Godfrey. The others, I'm a bit like, do you know what I mean?
I think if you're going to get any of them, go and get. If it's an option, get
You
Suter.
like Suter?
If you've got that, that option, yeah. I think again, also, I mean, 6'7" or something like that. Isn't he massive? So like from an aerial perspective, which we've been kind of undone a little bit at times this year, it's a nice one as well, and a good option from attacking corners because we're brutal at attacking corners. So it'd be nice to have somebody there that's a monster, you know.
Yeah.
But again, I don't see how he gets into the team.
Yeah. No, exactly. Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it?
Do you think the stroke injury is worse than they're making out if we're after a centre back? Because Farke has ruled him out for at least the next 2 weeks before he's back in team training, but then that's probably another week before he's back in matchday squad levels. So that's 3 weeks you're missing it for. Do you think it's probably worse than it is if we're looking at a centre back?
I wondered that actually, because I think if we're looking at a centre back, it must be because Kupo actually wants to go, and so we're trying to get one in to allow him to go. Because there's no chance we convince Cresswell to stay, he decides to stay, and then we sign an extra one. Like that just can't surely happen. So either strikes cropped or Cooper's like actively wanting to leave, I guess.
I think the lineup come Rotherham next Saturday, after obviously the Bristol City game and the Plymouth game at midweek, will tell us a lot where Pascal is injury-wise. We have missed him, scored some very vital goals for us this season. But I think the good thing is we have got options that can play centre-back. For me, I don't think Coops will leave today. I think Blackburn signed Kyle McFadzean from Coventry yesterday for the end of the season. So I think that possibly puts that one to bed. Obviously, Ampadu can drop there. We've seen the job Ampadu did at centre-back for a few games in January. So we have got options there. I think it'll be telling. The big thing for me is mid-February, and we do have the longest away trips of the season back-to-back against Swansea and then Plymouth Argyle for a 12:30 kickoff. See how he does his squad. And I'm just positive. I've always been positive. I even said after the Norwich game back in October, November time, we were 2-0 down. We'll still win this game. Lo and behold, we won 3-2. It's just the way Farke is. And this is a man that has won the championship twice. He knows what he's doing. He's got a brilliant points per game ratio. We're going into the second half of the season. Now, we're unbeaten in January. We're playing against the Bristol City side on Friday night that have come off a game against Coventry City on Tuesday night. And I think they were denying the last minute late goal from Coventry City to earn a point at the CBS Arena. And yeah, transfers are great, of course they are. But you've also got to remember what he's done with his squad. We are fourth in the championship. We are 2 points behind second place. 6 weeks ago, everyone thought I'd lost to Ipswich at Ellen Road. That was it. That was automatic promotion gone. All of a sudden, automatic promotion is very much on the menu for me. And we've got some decent fixtures coming up, excluding the Plymouth game, the Cup game, which I'd probably rest a few players. We've got some very winnable games in the Championship coming up. And to me, let's see where we are going into that big Leicester game end of February.
Yeah, 100%. Just a quick update as well on the Connor Roberts situation.
Yes.
So Sky Sports Lyle has said Burnley have now agreed an 8.5 million loan or loan plus 8.5 million option to sign Rennes right back Lorenz Asenio. He's due to fly to the UK early this afternoon. Potential repercussions for Connor Roberts. So provided that deal goes through in terms of medical, etc., then that releases. Obviously, it releases Connor Roberts to come to Leeds United. Joe, I know you said to me before the video even started, just calm, Joe, just wait till it's done. That's a sure sign it's on its way. But like you say, anything can happen. He could go there and he might be cropped. And then they say, sorry, Connor, you're staying at Burnley, you know?
Dan James, Swansea.
Oh, damn.
Good point.
We'll be waiting.
Point. Very good.
I mean, I would be surprised if Roberts hasn't headed off to Leeds to do his medical and get that out of the way. While your man is coming in, I said he was coming in from the Turkish club. Obviously, it's Rennes, not them. Depending on how his medical goes at Burnley, we'll decide whether this goes through or not. If he doesn't pass his medical, for any reasons or any complications there, then Roberts, I'd say, is off. But it doesn't appear to be an injury record with this guy. He seems to be okay. He seems to have been in the squad recently as well. So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, it's going to be a domino effect. One, he has to go there before Roberts comes here. So I don't think you'll hear about Roberts. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, but I don't think you'll hear about Roberts being announced until he's announced at Burnley or that's done and dusted with Burnley.
I think the only thing that could stop it is the traffic on the M62. So hopefully he's on his way down to the pub.
Get him a chopper. Get him a chopper.
Yeah, get him a chopper. And hopefully, I'd assume, and reading between the lines, he will be on his way doing his medical at the moment. Because what you don't want to do is leave it, and then you have to put in one of these sheets after 11 o'clock to whoever to get the transfer done. I don't think we want to be at that stage, and I'm sure that they'll know what they're doing at Thorpe Archinello, and I'm absolutely certain of that fact. And to me, I fully expect Conor Roberts to be a Leeds United player come 11 o'clock this evening.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, I think it happens before then. I genuinely think it happens before then. I think we'll get it done pretty pronto. And then the last part of the window, the next part of the day, if you like, so we've got 12 hours now, I think we'll be spent seeing if they can get a potential bargain with a centre-back. Or, I mean, look, there's chat still of even Benson. Like, Benson... Initially, company said he's not going. Well, the reports were he's not going anywhere. Then yesterday he's omitted from the squad and he's on record as saying, yeah, look, people want to play games. We'll have to wait and see. Southampton aren't going to get him now because Brooks. I was told it could be between Hull and Leeds. Hull have now signed another winger from Burnley, in fact. So they've then got Carvalho. They've got all these players that they need to be able to play. So then does that leave us for Benson, Because what's quite clear, I think, and I don't know how you feel about this, folks, is Nonto's not really working out on the right. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but, there seems to be a general notion. Phil's done an article on it. Those that are saying, listen, he needs to be playing on the left. He's going to struggle. He's going to struggle for minutes on the left because we've got Somerville there. You've got Anthony that he prefers there over Nonto. So maybe it's just like, I need a different profile of winger to Nonto. Do you think we could go for a player in the forward area, folks, or is it just defenders and that'll be us?
I think he's an option as 10 as well, Benson. He can play as a 10. He's proven he's good at this, very, very good at this level as well. I don't think it's going to happen. Sasha Tavalleri's had an absolute mare with Benson. He had an exclusive. He was coming to Leeds a couple of weeks ago. Then it was exclusive. He's going to Southampton. And yesterday it was exclusive. He's not going anywhere. So exclusive and red light bulbs mean nothing really. But I think, I just don't think it's a player that we need. I really don't think it's a player that we need. I mean, the argument about what side Nonto should be on will rage. And I agree with it. I think he should be on the left. Actually, I'd love to see him as number 10 because I think he's got all the attributes to be a very, very good number 10 and an effective goal scoring number 10. If you look at him playing for the Italian under-21s, he absolutely destroyed Ireland when they played a couple of months ago. He scored twice here and then he scored twice in another game. He got 4 goals inside 2 matches for the under-21 side, playing as a striker. So we're not exactly playing the player in his natural position, but we've done this for years with players. I mean, there's been the argument about Jack Harrison for years about what side of the pitch Jack Harrison should really be on to be the best version of himself. But we're saying that there's inconsistencies in his game at Everton now, which is interesting to see. But I just don't see as a player Leeds need to do. I think we need to get the fullbacks. We need defensive stuff. Daniel Farke in the press conference yesterday said that we're a bit light in defensive areas, and that's a priority. So I think Manuel Benson's a bit of noise. I think again he's a nice to have. If you get Roberts done at the end of the window, you sign Benson. Fine, great. That's a nice cherry on top, but it's not a priority. And again, given that Sasha's having a really bad time with this transfer specifically, I don't think there's a huge amount in it.
No, that's fair. Just an update on Callum Chambers as well. Is another name that's been mentioned, but apparently West Brom are looking at Callum Chambers, and obviously it's Birmingham, innit? So he probably wouldn't have to move anywhere. Obviously, currently at Villa, not getting game time there. Callum Chambers is another though. I think to be fair to Andrea, he mentioned him when we did the scouting report way back when. But yeah, look, he's not getting game time, but it looks like he could be he could be on his way to West Brom, which is fine. I mean, I just like the idea of this Welsh contingent. Sorry, it was Lockie, Andrea. Fair one, mate. It was Lockie. I like the idea of this Welsh contingent. No disrespect, USMNT accounts, but it beats it beats American footballers anyway. Put it that way. I'm just sorry.
Badly be accused of hating Welsh people next week.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What did they call them? Taffies? Is that right, or is that us?
Yeah,
Taffy. It is Taffy, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Oh, is it? Is it actually? No, it's not.
Probably, right.
Let me just say, no, I don't think it's not, is it? You've got me shitting it. It's not, is it? No, it's not.
Probably not. Something like Colin Paddy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Paddy, I'd climb through the screen after you.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I didn't know that. Loxy's taking offence. Lox, you're just a tit, mate. You're a fake Welshman anyway, man. You just get in the bin, you son. Yeah, he's Welsh, actually. Yeah, he's Welsh.
He should be supporting Cardiff or Swansea then, shouldn't he?
Yeah, I know. He says his cousin. Basically, he probably started supporting Leicester when they won the league. Let's be honest. That's what these people are like. Yeah, one of them ones. Only joking. Only joking. They haven't even signed anyone yet. Anyway, Leicester. So, we shall see. Folks, I want. If you're a betting man, Rocco, is it just the one we get in? Do you think it's just Roberts at this point?
Yeah, I think so. I think. Yeah, we won't be asleep, as Farker said. Like they'll be alert to like potentials. Yeah, would it be a left back? It sounds stupid because, like I just said, we've only got Firpo, but I don't know. Like that, the defensive squad is getting pretty bloated. If we then sign another a left back as well, but I mean, I think I'd like it. Like, why not? If there's the right man there that becomes available. Because, we all know about Firpo. Everyone's happy with him at the moment. But, like, there was a point last season when everyone was happy with him. And then he had that episode against Newcastle with the handball and things like that. Yeah, still hard to trust him, isn't it? But, I don't know. I was thinking, the one area of the squad where we've not actually got that much competition probably is the wings. With Gnonto and Anthony they've not pushed for, whenever they've had a starting opportunity, they've not really taken it. He scored a great goal, Anthony, at the weekend. But if something special came up for that area of the pitch, then you never quite know. But again, I think Farker's happy with his lot, and I think that's just it would take an extreme option, I think, for that to happen.
Yeah, no, I think I think I agree with you in that respect. But like you say, it's like for waking up. Well, I was always like confident, but there'll be some that like they still find a way to complain about this and it's like, listen, you said we weren't getting anyone, we get one, and it's still not enough. Do you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Stats. What about you? Do you think we can dare to dream that we might get a couple, or is it just the one?
In a sweet shop, aren't we, Leeds United fans? We kind of always want more. Obviously, you always want more and see what's out there. As I said, and I kind of alluded to what I said earlier, this squad has got us into a position to challenge for promotion. Not bother to finish first, not bother to finish second, as long as we're out this league come what may. Also, I'd like one more, but it's not always possible. I think if we do get the acquisition of Connor Roberts, that gives Daniel Farker options to sort of mix and match with the defence, right back, centre back, left back. So we have got options there. I'd love possibly Benson to come in, but again, where do you play him? And you want to keep all these players happy, and you've got to remember these players that are coming in are going to come in and want to play first team football, so it's not always going to be easy to get the right player. And I think that's why January is a notoriously tough window. Yes, fans can say you've had a month to prepare for it, but things change in January. Players might get injured, players might get opportunities. Started on I don't know
what's happening. You keep throwing yourself off.
Ben Godfrey, didn't expect him to start against Fulham, had a very good game at Kevin Costner on Tuesday night. Probably changed the mindset of what Sean Dyche is thinking. So for me, if it is Connor Roberts, I'm very, very happy. We've kept the main school of players. Look, Luke Haley was potentially always going to go out. He's been a wonderful servant for the football club. He wants first team football, gone to Middlesbrough. Jed Spence, we also know the situation with that one as well. Yeah. What I don't quite grasp is people saying we've lost Helder and they're disappointed. Helder never really got an opportunity in the first team, and he wasn't a first team regular. And I think he's made a couple of appearances. I think he played in the Cup this season and Salford. This is what I don't grasp. It's not about the under-21s, the under-23s. It's the first team, and that's the team that'll get you promoted. No, and there's no disrespect to the likes of Leo Helder. I'm sure he'll do quite well at Sunderland. He's not featured in fact, squad at all really this season. And I trust a manager that has won promotion twice with Norwich City and twice won the Championship.
Agreed. And I think when he was asked the question by Graham Smith yesterday, like, how do you assess players that are ready to make that step up? And he says, well, if they've not made an impact, having trained with the squad up to this point, at this point, it's safe to say, he can say, we'll move them on. But look, all I'll say is, and I'm not like taking shots at anyone here, but the same people that are disappointed with the loss of Hjelde are the same people that back Lewis Bate, who's now playing League Two football. So he might come up, he might return, but let's sometimes leave it to the people that are being paid to make the decisions. That's just my opinion. And it is what it is. I just think sometimes people are get annoyed and frustrated at the club for just because that's what they want to do. Do you know what I mean? And this isn't like everyone can fan how they want to fan, right? Like that's your prerogative. But and there have been times when I've been annoyed at this football club, like we all have, right? So it's not being hypocritical. It's just for me, when it needs criticizing, I'll criticize it. Maybe over the top sometimes for some, but that's how I feel in that moment. But when there's no reason to, for me, I don't know what else could have happened other than us to sign fucking Messi at this stage. Do you know what I mean? We've been perfect. And Joe, you mentioned, or it might have been Rocco mentioned about this, you could understand being upset had we been losing games. And I've said this on a number of times, it's almost like the club were going, right, we've got 4 games in January. See if we can get through this one without any injuries. We win it. We get through. And we get to the next, see if we can get... And we've actually played a blinder for me, Joe, with the way that we've navigated January. And it wasn't until, that game where James and Gray go off. Up until this point, it's been navigated perfectly for me. It's almost like what they're doing, mate,
I mean, if James does get injured, then that gives Nanto and Anthony a chance to get a good run of games in the team, which is arguably why they haven't shown a huge amount so far. Is because they haven't got a run of games and they're not playing on 21 matches. They're only playing training games. So you won't be as sharp as you can, but you need a run of matches, So even with those players being injured, the fact that we've managed to hang on to the wingers that we've hung on to. I mean, you look at Leicester at the moment, and there's potential that other players could leave Leicester. I mean, Southampton have lost players; they have to balance their books as well. And Leeds are in a situation where we've told everybody Somerville's not going anywhere, and you're not getting Willie Gnonto. End of story. Not happening. They've come into this window and they've made it very clear as well that Leeds won't be selling their prize players, and they haven't. They haven't entertained any bids for them at all. You've had Romano doing Willie's Gnonto agent work for him, saying that he's going here, there, and everywhere, and it turns out then Romano comes out this week and says, actually, Leeds' priority is to get Gnonto on a new contract that will be signed in the next hours or days. So there's a lot of stuff goes on in the media about players going out. We have them still here. We've stood up to big offers that I think under Radrizzani they'd have bitten their hand off for 25 million for Willie Gnonto. And Leeds went, and the new owners went, no, you're not getting a 20 million pound offer from Burnley for Chris Somerville in the summer. I think Raz, again, from a financial fair play perspective, would be like, absolutely, we'll bite your hand off. That's
Dortmund even, bro. Even Dortmund, like with Rutter, With
Rutter as well, yeah. So we've said no to all of these, and these are not small amounts of money, like 20 million for Rutter, 22 million for Somerville, 24 million for, if you're trying to rebuild the squad in the Championship, bringing in 60-odd million worth of is huge. We haven't done that. We've said, no, this is the squad we want. These players are important to us next year. And we've done the right thing. We've gotten rid of some fringe players, which has caused outcry online for players that just haven't, which I still think is nuts, because the players we sold either weren't in the matchday squads at all this year, or haven't been in it in a while, or had dropped out. Like, look at Ayling's situation. Most people didn't want Luke Ayling in the squad this year at all. Then when he gets loaned out to Middlesbrough, it's a travesty, because what are we doing letting him go? Leo Hjelde goes out on loan, and it's been said internally in the club they just didn't feel like Leo Hjelde was built right to be a centre back, and he wasn't going to get in at left back, and he'd been around the squad for quite a long time without making any kind of a mark, so they've let him go.
100%.
And people are outraged by that, and you're like, no, we've handled this window correctly. We've gotten rid of some dead weight off the squad that isn't in the matchday squad, that isn't being used, and we're focusing on building the squad for whatever comes next year as well, or the remainder of this season. So they've handled it right, they've handled it well. Assuming, and I'll caveat this by saying, assuming we get a right back in. If we don't get a right back in, I think we've left ourselves short. I think it's that important to me that we at least get that position box up. But I think they're going about it the right way. They've handled their business correctly. It's not great from a content creator's perspective, because it's so quiet in the club. Nothing is coming out. Going back to Football Insider about their inside sources, I mean, there's no credibility in the inside sources in Leeds anymore. There's nothing coming out of the club in terms of leaks. If the Mail say it, I'm likely to believe it now at this point, but anybody else, no. We've done the right things. We've handled this window correctly. We weren't in a massive rush to get players. We're in a really good run of form. As you've said about Farke's second half of the season, points total only ever goes up at this stage. He's known for going on huge runs with the club. I'm okay. I'm okay with this. I
Yeah.
think we're doing exactly the right things. And if we didn't get a player, Farkas said yesterday that he was happy with the squad as it is. And you have to go with what the manager says. And if the manager says he's happy, then you've got to back the manager, say that he's happy. So we've done everything that we needed to do, and we're doing okay. And let's just focus on what's next.
100%, 100%.
It's a good point, really. Really, the wingers haven't had a chance to get a run in the team. Because you look at Gruev, if Gruev hadn't had that opportunity to play, I bet people would have been calling to sign a central midfielder because they'd have looked at Gruev, they'd have seen that he's not even had a chance, so you just write him off as probably not good enough. But he's come in, he's been able to play games, probably similar with Bamford as well, I suppose. He's been able to come in and score some goals, and now everyone's happy with our striking options. So I think. Yeah, everyone needs a run of games to prove themselves, don't they? It is hard especially for a winger who's coming on for, again, especially with Farkas as well in control, because he's only getting 15 minutes as a sub maximum. So they come on they're under pressure to do something. They're probably trying too hard. It's quite difficult to make an impact, in the here and there minutes that they're getting. So the squad is definitely strong. We know it is. Gnonto given a run in the team, he could catch fire, couldn't he?
100%. Yeah, this is the thing, and this is what I've maintained all throughout. It's like Barker does this, right? We spoke to that Norwich fan, Joe. I remember me and you had a conversation with it over WhatsApp after I spoke to him, and everything that Farker's doing at Leeds, regardless of whether or not you agree with it, i.e. overplaying Ampadu, if you want to call it that, you don't have to agree with Farker. But what I'm saying is the decisions he's made are the exact same thing that he was doing at Norwich. And he got both of them teams promoted with over 90 points on both times. Now, of course, there's question marks Premier League and that, and we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But now, there's no other manager. It's funny because I was saying last night on a stream, if he goes to the Prem, and I know we don't need to and he fails again, he's almost like the reverse Warnock. In terms of, instead of keeping you up in the division, he gets you out of the division and then you go, thanks, Daniel, we'll move. Do you know what I mean? It almost feels like the reverse Warnock. I don't know, stats. What do you reckon? The reverse Warnock?
It's a very interesting point. I think for me, we've got to walk before we can run. Let's get in the Premier League first. Because there's so much football to be played between now and the end of the season. Look, if we don't make it into the automatics, it's about time we won the playoffs. I'm sick of our playoff. God, I think I'm still scarred by that Derby County defeat.
As long as it's not played in Wembley, we'll win it.
Yeah, exactly. In 2019, I think it's one step at a time, and I think you've got to give him a chance in the Premier League. The one thing for me is he was never backed by Norwich in the Premier League, and that's completely different kettle of fish compared to managing Leeds United in the Premier League. And people forget in Bielsa's first season, we finished 9th. Which was absolutely fantastic for a newly promoted side who hadn't been in the Premiership for 16 years. So I'll be backing Daniel all the way, even if it does go on the end of the season. I'll still want him here for another crack at it next year, and if we do go up, even better. Yeah,
listen, 5 million in his first season in the Premiership. Not even Pep Guardiola can fucking keep a team up with 5 million. I'm sorry, 5 million is nothing. In football, and that was a couple of years ago, but even still, that is nothing when you're spending close to nearly $1 billion and stuff. It's mad. Folks, I know you need to shoot soon. Is it now? You need to get off. Some of you've got work and whatnot. Am I right in saying?
I need to drop for work.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, if you need to drop off, then as I say, do that. But thank you for giving up your morning anyway and coming on. It's been a pleasure to have you on, folks.
Cheers, pal. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much. On we go.
Yes, we do, Stats. Yes, we do. There you go. Thank you. There we go. They're going to drop out now. And I'll take you out for your stats. There you go. Oh, he's gone himself. Listen, folks, we'll get some members in just a sec. I'll share this. We are going to go up to 2 o'clock, 3 hours, I think. Just because I feel like it could happen on the fly. And what I don't want to do is drop out and then think, I'm going to have to quickly set up another one and all that. We have got some more streams later on. Obviously, they're subject to change just in case anything does happen. But between 4 and 7, there's myself, Jay from Ought to Know Better, Joe Blackburn, who he himself will be doing a stream. Sorry, I forgot to mention as well. Joe will be doing a stream tonight as well. Like, make sure you check out all the content creators that will be streaming tonight. Probably on the deadline will all be, I'd imagine. Joe Blackburn, we've got Oscar coming on as well. He's going to drop in at some point. JT as well, and then 9 till 12 is when we've got like party time vibes. So you've got like Luke, Kev, Andrea, Ollie Ward, Chris Kelly, all that sort of stuff. I don't know if Andrea is working now. If he's free, just drop me a message, Andrea, and we can get you on for sure. No, Michael, no, you'll still be able to watch the video, bro. It's just I'm going to send the members link to the members chat. Do you want to? You on your lunch? Are you eating, bro? You don't need to come. Like, enjoy your lunch. Let me just shout out these members. So we've got Posho who joined up. We've got Nick Palmieri. We have got Matthew Hickam. Welcome everyone. We have Just Joe's Renting Force who says, big up to everyone here. Come on, give us some good news. Massive respect to all members. Donna, this did make me laugh. She said, can we get some pictures of people smiling and holding pens? What about picture of me in shades? You know what I mean? I think this is good look, man. I can't lie to you. I think it's looking fresh. It's fresh. I mean, I won't show you what's on my bottom half because it really spoils the look. But yeah, like Magnum PI vibes. I'll show. I've got basically Leeds tracky bottoms on. I don't know if this works. I went to the shop to get some shades with this on. With Crocs. But it's all a vibe, innit? Was it the shop like, what are you doing? And I was like, get me the cigars. Get me these cigars. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Daniel says, hi Joe, this is the day bite your nails time. No biting your nails, man. We are fine. We will get on. News now on Refresh, Jay. You know. Joe, are they roasting as well? Andy. I've seen all your comments as well, you know. I've seen all your comments. We will be there. Listen, wait as well. Wait till we see the video tonight when, for all the naysayers, all the doubters and that. I've got something cooking for people. It'll be a nice way to celebrate the window closing is all I'll say. So watch this space, yeah? Watch this space, folks. Anyone close to signing, lads? Connor Roberts will be the first through the door. If we get any more, we'll have to wait and see. But I think Connor Roberts will already be on his way to Leeds. He will already have medical sorted out. Or be on his way to get a medical sorted out. And then we're just waiting for the guy from Burnley, who's signing for Burnley, to be announced. Yeah, no worries. Andrea, before we get the members in, I'm just gonna get Andrea on while he's on his lunch break, so I'll send that over to him as well. Joe, listen, man, don't. Look, Andy, don't try hate on people because they were right and you were wrong. Come on now. Don't be doing that. Because listen, it's all fun and games in love and war. Please don't ever take it. Come on now. We were on the right side. That's all I'm saying. We were on the right side of the war. We were on the white rose. White rose, white rose. White rose, white rose. Yeah, man, I was thinking that myself when I did it this morning, Steve. I've got a nice little video on my Instagram. You'll do nothing. No, that's Conor McGregor, isn't it? What am I on about? You big duster. Big up to Locks for the transfer, Kitty Bro, to help you get second place. Cheers. We'll probably chat to Locks at some point as well, because last time I checked, Leicester still haven't done any deals. And he's tagging me and stuff. Yeah, I mean, what's going on? We're not going non-stop, no. We're doing like 3 hours at a time. So I think we're going to be... We're going to go 11 till 2, then drop off for 2 hours so I can eat some food and that. And then again, we'll do 4 till 7, drop off. And then we'll do 9 till 12, when it's going to get. I'm hoping, though, I can't lie to you. I'm hoping by between 9 till 12, like deals are already sorted and we're just waiting, just on the off chance, because I don't want Anyway, let's speak to our favourite Italian. Looking like Johnny Depp today, definitely. Andrea, how are you going, my man?
Good. Can you hear me properly first and foremost?
It's a little bit echoey. But we'll.
I'm at the office and I don't have the setup I have at home, so.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Can you turn up the volume a little bit?
Yeah.
Can you turn up the volume a little bit?
No, let's try. Let's
Speak
try
up.
without.
Oh, that's better.
No,
That's better. No, that's better.
better.
That's
Yeah.
better now.
Okay.
Yeah, because the mic, you
No,
have
I
the
don't
mic
have.
up here. It's better now.
Yeah, I don't have the setup, so it's more
It's
difficult,
fine.
you know.
It's
Yeah.
fine. Andrea, do you feel vindicated, bro? We've said in our private WhatsApp group all window, it will happen. It will happen. And this morning we woke up and we were like, yes!
Yeah, like I said, it feels like a liberation day, you know.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man.
Because
Exactly.
it's there's a friend of mine from Rome. He used to say, "I cavalli si vedono alla fine." You see the horses at the end of the race. So the transfer window it's open till it's open. You know, it's not over till it's over.
Yeah.
So there was no need to panic. Of course, I get that some people might get frustrated, but we've seen transfers happening at the end of the last transfer window in the summer, with the late ones of Grujev and Kamara. So it had already happened before. We had the transfer of Sinisterra and Anthony too. So honestly, it was probably a necessary to try to get a certain narrative. Sounded like an agenda for me too, in order to criticize Farke. Farke is not in charge of the transfers. He's not in charge of the transfer. There's Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson. There's people in charge of the transfers, so it feels like an unnecessary dig, like the dart, throwing the dart at Farke. But yeah, I was confident. We were confident. We were talking, me, you, and Lockie in our chat, about the fact that we hope for Connor Roberts, and I like it is him because I always said, when we did the scouts report, that the most likely and reliable one was Connor Roberts, because there were other players that were, difficult to get probably. It turns out, I said, I think Colin Chambers could be difficult to get, but turns out now that even Colin Chambers can be in contention for a move away from Villa. So you never know what can happen in a transfer window, till it's over.
Yeah, exactly. You're right. Like, it's now been reported as well by Mark McAdam that Ipswich are signing Kiefer Moore on loan, waiting for Bournemouth to sign Enis Unal. But Bournemouth bringing in Unal. I think that's a great signing for Ipswich, and more similar to what Hurst is than the new guy Al Hamidi. Is it? What's the new guy they got from El Amadi? Yeah,
from Wimbledon.
Yeah, I did, because I heard a few podcasts. I heard not the top 20 saying he's a great striker, but not ideally the profile they need. But sort of like Kiefer Moore is that profile, if you like. So it'll be interesting to see how Ipswich get on in the second half. I can't lie. They've had a really good window of Ipswich. I will say that much for them. But they needed it. Leeds didn't necessarily need it, but we did. No, maybe I'm rewriting history. We did need fullbacks, and it looks like we're going to get at least one, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we needed at least one capable of playing both sides. Wales said for many years Chris Gunter capable of playing on both sides, and I think Connor Roberts can do that. Again, it's very similar to Chris Gunter, and he when Gunter stopped playing for Wales, Connor Roberts got into the side, so the history is already there, and in the end, I think that's if it happens, of course, because you never know what can happen on deadline day. It's the most smart one I think we could have got out of those profiles, because he is fast, he can do both, attacking and defending. Is very suited for our football, honestly. So absolutely will be a crucial one. Like Farke said, we're looking for players. It's difficult to make those deals happen now, but we're looking for players that can fit the system, and Connor Roberts can definitely fit the system. Absolutely.
Apparently, yeah, no, exactly. Let me just find Alex Crook just so I can share the tweet. I thought I had him on notifications. I will rectify that. Oh, you're on about Ipswich. Sorry, you're on about Ipswich and Bournemouth. Yeah. So yeah, Kiefer Moore's done. That would be great. Let me just welcome. JB Jackson's been a member for 5 months. Let me welcome Neil Cooper, who's just become a YouTube member as well. When people drop off, I will get members on throughout the day, folks. So do sit tight. Let's just ask Locke to put a super chat in earlier on. So let me get this question for him. Do you like Sensi, mate?
I remember Sensi, especially when he had a great season with the Inter. He was playing like in the number 8 position. But after that, he's made of crystal, mate. He's made of glass. It's not lucky in that regard, because he plays 3 games, then he has a muscular problem. That's the problem. He was a very smart player, broke through San Marino, then Cesena, was versatile, but in the end, I think right now after that season he had with Inter, he was also set to be part of the Italian national team at Euro 2020. But then he got injured like in the first training before the tournament, so he was replaced by Pessina. Pessina then scored against Wales. Locks. He scored against Wales and Austria. He's a good player, but the problem is the injuries, because he is not the player he used to be, because they had to move him from being an attacking midfielder capable of be like an advanced playmaker to a number 6 deploying playmaker, because unfortunately he is not very, very fast in move. But my main concern, honestly, is the fact that the rhythm in the championship is so high and fast. So I think he might struggle at first to get a grip of the rhythm, because he played at Sampdoria on loan last season and he's low on the ball. He is like a playmaker. He's similar to Gruev in a certain way in terms of how he treats the ball, but in terms of movement, he's very limited now. So we'll need to see how he adapts to English football. Honestly, that's my main concern in terms of his fitness too. Yeah, I'm on air traffic control. Yeah, I look like an air traffic control.
You look good, man. You look good, man. Don't listen to these people. You look good, man.
No, it's funny.
As is always the case. Yeah. Do you think do you think Leeds will just do Connor Roberts, or do you think we could potentially go for one more?
I hope we go for one more, honestly, and I would like to see not a defender coming in. Honestly, I think it's very difficult to get a midfielder and striker right now, but throughout the window, my main 3 positions were, of course, fullback, the attacking creative midfielder, and the striker, because I'm still worried that now we find our shape, because we have Bamford playing in the 9 and the system works better. But if Bamford gets injured or suspended, it's like a mantra now for me, saying this again and again and again. We have Pirot there, and Pirot, we've seen already that it doesn't fit the system, and we're struggling to. He's scoring goals, of course, but look at where he scored the goals: penalties in the box, like a finisher, like Iron Trade used to do with Brentford when they were in the Championship. Just one goal outside of the box, sorry. So I like to see as a striker coming in, honestly, but it's very difficult, and I don't think that will happen. We were looking, of course, because we were linked with Fabio Carvalho, we were linked to other players, David Brooks, Manuel Benson now. I think we looked at a creative player, honestly, because otherwise we wouldn't have seen link with those players in the press. So I would like, apart from the fullback for Connor Roberts, a creative midfielder arriving, because we have too many similar midfielders. We have Gruev, Ampadu, Kamara is a little bit different, but has also similar traits to them. I don't think Gray will move, honestly, unless, of course, Connor Roberts sign. I think Gray can move there, but I like to see a more creative advanced one. Gray could be adapted there, and I think if we sign Roberts, maybe Farke can try to play Gray in an advanced position like we've seen at Peterborough, But yeah, my main concern with Farke is the stubbornness, and the fact that, with Roberts, he might still play Gray and Roberts at the right back position, and also, play, for example, Roberts and Shackleton. We still like there, we have Byram. I think in the end it will be split between Roberts, Byram, and Firpo. And we haven't heard from Dallas yet. We don't know the level he's at now. He's been out for 2 seasons. Yeah. We still don't know the level of fitness he's in right now. Yeah.
Yeah, no, exactly. Do you think as well, because I know you mentioned before, Andrea, that Barker is now switching the system to suit the personnel we've got. Now, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Is it me or can you hear me?
Now.
Is it
okay?
Me?
Not frozen. I'm frozen now. Go on.
Okay. Is it all right? Okay. Do you know you? Is it me or is it Andrea that's frozen?
Yeah, now
I don't know. If...
No, I haven't frozen. I haven't frozen. I never froze.
Someone please tell us in the chat. I don't know if it's me or Andrea.
No.
Oh God! Right, I'm going to ask the question now. Okay, is it me?
It's you. I think
it's me, man.
Yeah, I think it's you.
It's gotta be Andrea.
I can hear you talk like General Grievous in Star Wars now.
Yeah. Oh, it's Andrea. Andrea, it's you. It's you that's freezing, I believe, mate. To be honest.
Okay. Now,
yeah.
can
I
you see me
think
now?
there's a little delay.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see you.
No,
What?
no,
What? Right. I'm gonna ask. There we go. I was like, is it me? Is it him? I don't know. Oh God. Just while we wait, right? Listen. Let me just. What can I say? I don't need to say anything. You know? What do I say? Fuck out, they just don't say it, innit? You know what I mean? This is how we move. That's how we do, baby. Let me bring back my man back. Come on.
I leave for a second and I find you with a cigar and no, I have the Wi-Fi. I don't know what's happened, honestly. I don't know what's happened. But I never froze. I'm always ready. Yeah.
Right. Okay. What I'm going to do now is ask you a question. So we've mentioned before the system was being changed to fit the personnel that he's got. Yeah. Now, do you see if we don't get a left back, because we were talking about as potentially being built up in a 3, i.e., you're looking at so Gruyere, Vampadu, and Rodon,
yeah,
with Firpo up high potentially. Do we and maybe that's why they're looking at another centre back. But let's say, for example, Leeds United look to bring in another centre back. Does that mean we can move over? Oh, wait there. We have an announcement. We have an announcement. There we go. Leeds United have booked the medical for Connor Roberts. The deal is fucking done. Let's just quickly get this up. Just bear with us 1 minute. Phil here, Justin, live on the show. Leeds United have agreed a deal to loan Burnley's Connor Roberts, straight loan until the end of the season, set to travel to medical and sign ahead of tonight's deadline. Now, all I will say is, let me just bring this back. I told you. I've been saying it for days. So naturally, the naysayers are going to be annoyed. They're going to be annoyed. They're going to throw strays at your boy. But it is what it is. Some people are right. Some people are wrong. Back the horse. The same people that doubted Farker and the signings are the same people that told you that Bielsa should go, and they backed Jesse till the hell. So all I will say to you is back the right horse. But there we go. It's been confirmed now. Let's show this as well. Leeds agreed deal to sign Roberts on loan. He is travelling for his medical ahead of a straight loan switch. No obligation to buy. Again, smart business. Smart business, because this means if Leeds United get promoted, we don't need to take him. Because he's not getting game time at Burnley. Leeds United might say, thank you very much, we move on. Do you know what I mean? He's made 14 appearances for Burnley this season, so got Premier League game time in him. Leeds are fourth in the championship and next in action against Bristol City tomorrow. Give me your reaction to that, bro. Give me your reaction to the fact that Leeds United have basically all but confirmed that.
Yeah, I think it's a smart signing, like Jamie's saying here, because if we go up, we can deal with Burnley if he has a great second half of the season and negotiate a fee, try to get him, especially if Burnley get relegated. Because if we get promoted and relegate and they get relegated, that's the ideal scenario if you want to sign him. If not, we're not obliged to keep him, and it's a smart business, especially for profit and sustainability. Honestly, you take players on loan and you don't have the obligation to buy them. Making mistakes we made in the past. I think what we've seen from this ownership is that it's not necessary to talk a lot, but it's essential to do things smartly and smoothly. I get that some people want to hear from them, but in the end, we got there. We wanted a fullback. We are getting a fullback.
Can I? Yeah, I'm just going to I'm just going to quickly jump in as well, because now Graham Smith's running with it, as is Sky Sports. Sheffield United are in talks with Everton to sign Holgate. And that means Leeds have now entered the Harry Souttar race as Sheffield United eye Holgate. So it does say it's for Leicester may be reluctant to loan him to a promotion rival unless there is an obligation to buy him. So there you go. That's now being confirmed as well. Graham Smith is also running with it. White's also exploring their interest in Leicester City defender Harry Souttar. He'll be keen, but not sure the Foxes will. What's your reaction to Harry Souttar? Because this one's come totally out of the blue. Totally out of the blue.
I think it will be another smart signing. I like him, honestly. I like him when it was at, I think it was at Stoke before, Stoke City.
Yeah,
Because
that's right.
Sometimes I interchange him and his brother John at Rangers now. I think he is. I think he's a good player, honestly, in terms of the structure and body. International experience also has been at the World Cup with Australia. So I always thought he was a good player. You know, he moved to the Premier League last year with Leicester because he was playing well in the Championship. In terms of physicality and also duels, I think he might be similar to Rodon. Of course, the ball treatment is not the same because Rodon is very good technically. Souttar is more like one of the bouncers you find outside of the clubs, you know, in terms of the attitude he has, you know, on the pitch. But I think it's something we're missing sometimes, and it would be another good addiction. I get also the Leicester want an obligation to buy because they're willing to get the player to a direct rival for the automatic because of course now I know that Maresca is under heavy criticism and I don't get that, to be fair, but Leicester are of course 10 points clear, but you know it's not over till it's over for not only us but other clubs, you know, Southampton, Ipswich, you know, so they still can catch up, try to catch up Leicester. So I'm gonna say direct rival in the end, you know.
Yeah, no, exactly. That's the thing. And would you want to see an obligation to buy on Harry Souttar?
Honestly, speaking from the art,
does he have a long term? Yeah, I'm the same as you. I don't think I want.
From the art, no. From the mind, it will make sense for Leicester, of course, and in a certain way, will make sense for us too. Because if we get promoted, I think he has a lot of interest in the Championship. You can, of course, find another club very easily, honestly, for me, because he was not playing constantly at Leicester, but he's a proven centre-back at Championship level with Stoke City. And being an Australian international, he can even have interest from abroad of Scotland too, because of course he's Scottish-Australian. And maybe you can even loan him out to a Championship side, but we'll need to look at the length of the contract if that happens, you know. From the art, it's enough. From the mind, I can understand from a transfer point of view that the only way to take him will be with an obligation to buy from Leicester point, you know, because you're selling to Leeds, direct rival. In terms of budget of the structure of the squad, you know, of course the squad has more depth than ours. So if we were them, I think we will try to do the same. If we were selling, for example, Cooper.
Say if we were selling Creswell to Ipswich, do you know what I mean? That'd be the same thing. Yeah, exactly. Because there was talk of interest in Creswell from top teams and Leeds in the Championship at Leeds, and Leeds have gone, no thank you very much. So it's exciting, bro. Like, it's exciting that Leeds United will be busy, and we've said this, right? You know, we've said this that we did believe they would get deals done, and it's proved to be the case. You know, there's been this general rhetoric that you know, Farke was somehow at fault for this, and therefore, you know, he's going to get sacked if he don't get us up and all that sort of stuff. It's all a bit weird, man. He tells people, yes, you know, he will say, yes, I will take that player, but it's not on him whether or not they manage to get the deal over the line.
You said the right terminology, you know, the right word, weird, because it is, because saying that it's all down to Farke means not understanding how football works, because Farke is the manager. The manager, of course, talks with the transfer hierarchy, the people in charge of the transfers. You know, he says, I would like to have that type of fullback, that type of creative midfielder, then it's up to the transfer hierarchy to find those players with those traits. It's not up to me and Loki, for example. It's not up to Farke. It's the same. Honestly, I don't get that. I think there's some bias against Farke, and I don't get that because in the end, I agree. I always said even when we were winning that he's stubborn. Sometimes with his substitution, he was stubborn with Pirot and Rotor playing in the 9 and Pirot in the 10. Now he's playing Bamford, of course. He adapted Ampadu and that three backline, sorry, with the English one.
Yeah.
with like in that movie, when he does that. When the three backline, and you can play Ferp on the left with Ampadu covering for him. I think Farke is growing through the season. Also tactically, he's changed some things now, and the system is working better. But he's the manager. Football has changed. It's not like in the past when you had managers in charge of the transfers too. There's two individuals, Nick Hammond and Greta Steinson. They have delivered in the summer in a difficult situation because we were crippled by the clauses and all of that. Now we don't have the clauses, but we have profit and sustainability to abide to too. So I think if Roberts arrives, it's a smart business. I would like to see one more, but we needed a fullback. Our priority and a fullback is arriving at Leeds, and it's Welsh.
Yeah, man, love that. I've just got a text off Ben Jacobs as well because I asked him for anything on Leeds, and he just said Robert's done, and then he put as we predicted, winky face. Do you know what I mean? It's not what you know, it's who you know, people. Listen, Mike McGrath, who originally brought this story on Roberts early this morning, is saying Sheffield United are now in talks with Nottingham Forest for Joe Worrell. So it almost feels like we're going to get whoever Sheffield United don't, because they've been linked to Joe Worrell, they've been linked to Chris Mepham, they've been linked to Harry Souttar, they've been linked to Mason Holgate. If they get Ben Godfrey as well, so who? I'll tell you what, I'll ask you this: who out of them players we've mentioned, if we were to bring in another player, who would you want out of Worrell, Godfrey, Holgate, Souttar, and I think that's it, isn't it? Is that the four?
Yeah.
I think. Yeah. Who would you want out? Who would you prefer?
Well, I prefer, of course, Godfrey, but I think you want to come to Leeds and be the starter, and I think we can guarantee that right now. And I think he also has interest, like we said, from lower Premier League clubs and from abroad, because the world talks about Italian clubs interested too. So I don't think it's viable so far, but a lot can change, of course, throughout the day. Maybe he want to leave and accept even the championship, because I don't think so far in his mindset, because he has two caps
he's been
for
linked
England.
to clubs. He's been linked to clubs in Italy. Exactly. He's been linked to clubs in Spain and big clubs as well.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he has the mindset right now at this stage of the day to move to the championship. So maybe if he wants to leave Everton at the end, he'll accept the championship, but as the last resort, out of those, then Godfrey aside, I think Souttar. I want Souttar, to be fair.
Yeah.
Ahead of Worrell. Yeah, I want Souttar.
Yeah, Souttar's actually, as we know, Souttar's away at the Asia Cup, isn't he? Currently with Australia. I don't think that'll cause any problems, because obviously we can get in contact with people over there to do a medical while he's out there and all that sort of stuff. All these things happen. That's not going to put any stumbling blocks. Locks, I wonder if you're still in the chat. Do you think Leicester will sign? If you're a betting man, Andrea, do you think Leicester will sanction this? I don't think they will, because they're not out of the woods yet, unless we know they've got some financial constraints. I genuinely believe that they've got some financial constraints, hence why the Dewsbury Hall stuff was filtered out. Maresca's reacted badly, the fans have reacted badly, and they've probably gone, we won't sell him. So maybe it'll be a case of, look, regardless if it's a promotion rival, we've just got to get him off the books because we need the money.
I think the only way they might sanction this is with the obligation to buy, like we said, because that's the only way it would make sense for them, honestly. Of course, every player wants to play, wants to fight for his place. The only way I see that happening is, of course, with the obligation to buy. The only way, and it will make sense for what you said about the financial stuff and profit and sustainability. They will need to have a guarantee that we're going to pay a fee at the end of the season to retain these services, the services of the tall Australian, Australian Scot,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Russ says, I'm told if Suter is to come to Leeds, want an obligation to buy, which yeah, it makes sense for them, because it's like, if we're going to give you a player, then at least let it be a player that thingy. Do you need to shoot, Andrea?
No, I was talking, but I was listening to you too. Multitasking, mate.
Right. Okay. No worries. I seen you do that, and I thought, oh God, he needs to.
No.
He needs to exit. So yeah, we will carry on.
I can stay for 5 or 10 minutes, I think. Still, I have to go to finally have my lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Holgate Medical at Sheffield United.
Good.
So it looks like that's going to be done. What I'm going to ask you then, mate, if we do get a centre back and Roberts, I think Roberts gets done now. Do you think we can dare to dream and see that we could get maybe one more in an attacking area, maybe Benson potentially? I don't know. And while you answer that, mate, I'm going to run to the toilet if that's okay. Yeah. So I'm going to leave it in your.
No worries.
You tell the people whether or not we can dare to dream and get one more.
Okay. I'm always just savior at this stage, I think if there's opportunity, I think we'll need to get another one, because of course we have sorted if we get, for example, Suter and Roberts, we have sorted the defensive problems because we need players there, but we still need, like I said before previously, a creative player up front, either a creative player or a striker, because I think the way we play, we only have Bamford playing as the proper 9 in that system, and Pirro is struggling to adapt to the system. He's scoring goals, but he's probably a finisher. He doesn't contribute to the build-up. He struggles to do. He still needs to improve a lot. So I would like to see one coming in, but of course there's been talk about Gnonto renewing his contract. But honestly, we are linked to Benson. Benson is a winger. He's not a number 10. So the only way I see Benson arriving is another player leaving to me. That's my idea. Honestly, in my opinion. The only way Benson arrives is with a player leaving. And I was wondering, we talked about this with Joan Locke in our WhatsApp chat, that I said that, honestly, I think they may renew the contract with Gnonto. Of course, because when he signed, he was like not an established player, and remember Jesse Marsh had even suggested that he might start with the under 23s. So there's, in terms of wages and structure of that contract, it doesn't transfer now to the real level of the player of what he's shown last season in the Premier League. And the fact that he's, of course, not right now, but he was until last autumn, an Italian international. So of course, you'll need, especially after not letting him leave last summer, when you don't let a player leave, you usually get rewarding with a new contract, reflecting the value and protecting its value. So I think the thing is, maybe they renew the contract till, for example, the current one runs out in 2025. They maybe renew from one more year, 2026, with the new wages and all that, reflecting the value of the player. Then maybe if we bring Benson in, Gnonto might leave from loan. That's the thing I will do, because it doesn't make sense otherwise to bring another winger in for me. Gnonto might leave on loan in 6 months because there's the Euros in the summer and he wanted to have his chance, Maybe, example, Gnonto 6 months to West Ham loan with a option to buy, with the value, the transfer, the price, reflecting what we're asking, 25, for example, because right now no one is paying 25 million euros. So maybe it goes there 6 months, 25 million euros, you are protecting the value of the player. West Ham maybe pays that, and you have the player now. They can get the player. If not, of course, they don't exercise the option to buy, he'll be back, and maybe we are back in the Premier League, and you have one more player, and you can reflect on what you're doing with him next summer, if there's interest or no interest. It happened before for other players, in the past. I was Also, I read about a player playing in Spain doing this sort of stuff last. No, in Austria actually. There's a player playing in Austria for Austria Vienna, a very highly rated young player. He has renewed the contract for 1 more year. Then he's moved to Italy, 6 months long with an option to buy. And of course, it will be a similar thing, for me, because I still think that he wants to challenge for a spot. He wants to challenge for a spot because right now he's not playing and he's not getting ahead of Somerville and James. So he wants to play because I still think he has the dream to be in the Euro squad in the summer in Germany. So if we bring another winger in, I think that happens only if we have another winger leaving on a permanent or on loan,
Yeah, no, exactly. That's what I mean. So we'll have to wait and see on the
they've
on
turned
the non-tour.
one of the lights off. Great. So I'm in the dark now. Great. Thank you.
We'll have to wait and see on the on the non-tour situation, but it has been confirmed now by Alex Crook that Mason Holgate has cancelled his loan at Southampton, having not played much, and he's going to go to Sheffield United in the Premier League. Thank you, Helen, for tagging me in that. Yeah, so there you go. It looks like that's done. So that then could leave us a free run at a Joe Worrell, a Harry Souttar, and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see. Joe, mate, you seen that Leeds account that reported Connor Roberts on 12th of Jan? I'm not sure. Listen, all I will say as well, I think a lot of people, listen, you can't always get stuff right in the window, but I think some credibility has to go to, and I know a lot of you disagree that follow on Twitter. What I will say is FPL 23, fair play to him because he's got a lot right when it comes to the Burnley side, and that's why I think it's only fair play that we give him some credit because naturally he's now checking in receipts and retweeting people that doubted him. So to be fair, he's getting it. Big up to David Anlon with the super chat as well. Big up to you for that. Listen, we've got an hour and a half. What I am going to do is start getting some members in, folks, if you want to get involved. So come on, say your piece, say what you need to do. Don't worry, you don't have to have the camera on. Come in and say your piece, and then I'll, like I say, just bring more people in as well. So what I'm going to do, folks, for those that want to drop in, because we've got about an hour left or so, I'm gonna pop the members link into the community channel, and just change that so that it shows as all channel members and post that out. So if you want to get involved, folks, the link is there. Andrea's got about 5-10 minutes left. Andrea, if you need to drop out, enjoy your dinner, you can do, mate. It's not a problem at all.
Lunch, not dinner.
Yeah, don't. Well, that's the same thing to us.
Oh, really?
Lunch is dinner, yeah, and then tea is like at night. Yeah, lunch and dinner is the same thing to us. Is it not the same to you? What is it to you?
No, it's not.
No, I am right. You've made me question myself now. Chat, let me know. Lunch and dinner is the same thing to us, right? Yeah, okay, breakfast, dinner, tea. Breakfast, lunch, tea. Yeah, breakfast, lunch, tea. It's the same thing. Yeah. So we'll wait and see. First person in. Oh, we've got loads of people flying in here. Right, you ready? What a legend we've got. First and foremost, it's Stacey, Mum Overlord. Oh no, she's dropped out. Here he is. Here's Danny Rumsey. Look, the goal. Come on then, Danny. Let's hear it.
I apologise. I had a gut feeling that we weren't going to sign anybody, and like I say, I said I'd come on and own my crap. So there we go.
Yeah, you did, mate. Are you excited by the signing of Connor Roberts, Mama?
It's not. It's not that I didn't want Leeds to sign anybody. I want what's best for Leeds. It's just that I had a gut feeling with the time it was taking, everything else. The way Daniel Farker was saying in his press conferences that if we don't get anybody, he's happy. You know what I mean? That's what were making me think. Oh, we're not going to sign anybody. Not going to sign anybody. Not going to sign anybody. But yeah, I'm happy.
Good. Are we going up, Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Even-
I love that.
Even though I did say we'd be 14th at the start of the season, so yep.
What, you said that?
Yep.
Oh man, you're being too negative, bro. You're being too negative, man. Yes, man, love this. Jay says, Joel, say it with my chest. We'll get Connor Roberts before the window closes. There you go. We have it. We've got Ethan coming in as well. Let's speak to Ethan. Ethan, how you doing, mate? You good?
All right. Yeah.
Are you happy, Ethan, that we've signed? We're finally getting the deal over the line.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, man. Finally, mate. Finally, we've got a deal over the line, mate. That's the important thing. Yeah, at least we've got a deal over the line as well. Exactly. Ethan, you've remained pretty positive throughout the window. I see you in the comments all the time. My longest serving member as well. So let me just say thank you for that, mate. I know you go to games every week and all that. You're a top guy. You've got your own channel and that as well, mate. Yeah. So do you think Leeds United are going to get? Are we going to get promoted from here on in?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which position, my man? Where do we finish?
Gaku or Gur? I don't know.
Yeah. Are we gonna get the top two?
I hope go. I hope.
Yeah, same. I hope so too as well, bro. We can't be done with the playoffs, can we, Ethan? We can't be done with the playoffs.
We could.
No, we've got.
He's not for us after the derby,
No.
Exactly. We've got a terrible record, haven't we, Ethan? In the playoffs. Terrible record, mate. Terrible record indeed. Yeah. Let me just bring in Stacey as well, because she keeps dropping in and out. Are you ready, Stacey, or you're not? Yes, you're ready. She's nodding ahead. Here we go. Right, okay. Stacey, the mum overlord. This is GOAT territory. How happy are you?
Has he signed the dotted line? Because I'm currently out, as you can see, my youngest one's at background.
No, not yet. No, not officially.
I am waiting until I see that name on the dotted line and I get an official tweet from Leeds United, because how many times have we gone, oh, we've got him, and someone took it, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, it's like, I want to be excited, but I'm like,
I know. Yeah.
You should just be. Oh, look, Locks says, Stacey, the pitbull's in the house. Have you got anything to say to Locks? Because he can't respond to you right now, Stacey. So just give him both barrels if you want.
I think I can get a PG. That's from Mum cackling in the background.
Yeah. Fair play. Yeah, you've got your.
I've seen comments from Locks on your specifically your ex account. When you were saying, we haven't signed no one, but yet Leicester's not signed no one.
Yeah.
So where are you coming from in that sense? Yeah.
You tell him. You tell him, Stace.
But Leicester hasn't signed no one, and he's coming after us.
Yeah.
But has Joyce Bay Hall actually gone? Or is he still there?
No,
he's still there.
Yeah, no, we'll have to wait and see. Stacey, are we going up now? Are we going up?
Yes. I'm going to look, Chris. To be honest, I reckon we're going to struggle going up. You need to go up. It's going to be playoffs.
No.
I'm hearing a lot of echo right now.
I'm Liverpool fan, but Leeds will go up. They don't want playoffs. They want to go straight up, because every time Leeds do playoffs, they lose. They never go up. They need to go straight up. No messing about, boys. You need to get up there. And I'm a Liverpool fan.
Yes. There you go. Liverpool are going to win the league as well. I don't know why I can hear a massive echo. Someone got it on the house or something? Oh, no. Good. Right, well, folks. Yeah, no worries. Thanks for coming on. What I'll do is I'll drop this out. Ethan, Danny, we'll get you back on in a bit as well, okay? Thank you for coming on, folks. Bye-bye, folks. Thank you. And Danny apologise. Big up, Danny. Big up. There we go. I don't know what was happening. I got like a massive echo. Did everyone else hear that? I don't know.
No, I think Stacey was listening maybe to the show,
right,
so
okay.
that was the echo, yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Dodo says, wait, the driver isn't a member. Get her off the street. Yeah, exactly. She best start sign up now, man. She best sign up. We will get some. Listen, members in the chat, please do drop in. And there's loads of you here. You don't have to have your camera on or anything like that. If you do just want to pop in at any time. You know, let us know, and we'll get you back on in a bit. Go on.
I was going to say I need to leave now, but I will be back, like you said, this evening. So see you all later on after the end of the working day.
Yeah. No worries, Andrea. We'll see you later on.
Hopefully more signings.
Bye, mate. Yes. Hopefully more signings, as Andrea says. Andrea will be back on later on tonight as well. Jamie, you should be able to see it, Jamie. It's definitely there, mate, because that's how people have got it. Can someone direct him on to that? Research One, Happy Chappy, obviously a Burnley fan as well. He will be there. Andrea, the boy. Joe, if you're free now, mate, you're more than welcome to come on. Just Joe's renting photo. It's saying that your device is not connected, mate. So it says it says your mic or cam. So before you need to connect your mic before I can let you in, pal. So yeah, I can see your chat, but I can't let you in because it's saying device not connected. So you need to connect your phone somehow, whatever's going on there. It just says device not connected right now, mate. So I can't bring you in at this point. Sorry to say. So when you get that, I need Jay, if you're watching in the chat, Lanky Stretch, your name is on. I'm not actually calling you a lanky stretch. You said, I will say with chess, we will sign Connor Roberts. Do you remember where that video was? Because I need that. I need that clip. So if you can tell me where that video was, I'll get that clip because I need it for a little video of coming on. Yeah, must be setting. I'll look it up, mate. Yeah, have a look for me, just Joe's renting photo, because we will get you on. I can't add you right now because it's just saying device not connected. But what I'll do is I'll kick from the studio once you've been on. I'll kick from studio. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll kick you from studio and then try to get in. Danny, I don't know where he is. We'll save Ash. We'll save Ash for later on tonight. Don't worry. We'll save Ash for later on tonight. What I'll do, Ethan, I know you keep joining. What I'll do, Ethan, later on in the show, we'll get you back on, mate. Okay, we'll get you back on with some more guests. Maybe you can ask them some questions later on tonight, my man. Okay, we'll get you back in. Big up for Ethan coming on there earlier as well. Danny came on as well. We will get them on. Locks, are you free? Come on and join us. Like I said, we're going into final hour before we have a little break. I'm hoping that at some point, Charles. Yeah, Charles and Andy. Big up to Charles and Andy. Adam Bowen says, Charles and Andy, there you go. I know what you've done there. I don't know. Charles, yeah, Andy, fuck knows. Big up. Ash is in the trash, 100%. Lunch is what posh people eat. There you go. Posh dinner. It's the same, innit? It's a northern thing. I don't know. Let's have a look. Yeah, come on later on, Ethan, if you can. Locks, are you free or are you pretending to be working, my man? Right, we've got someone coming in. Let's have a look. DLR Weldon Fab. Here we go. How you doing, brother? All good?
All good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Are you calling in from Yorkshire?
Oh, pardon?
Are you calling in from Yorkshire?
No, I'm in Preston, mate. I'm a Yorkshire lad. I'm a Yorkshire lad, but I live in Preston.
Oh, good man. Good man. How are you feeling? Thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a member first and foremost, mate.
It's all right. Proud to be a member. Help you grow and all that.
Big up, man. Are you working now?
Yeah, but I'm all right. I'm the boss, so I can do what I want.
I love that, mate. It's like me and my channel. I'm the boss as well, man. It is what it is. What do they... Go on, mate.
I just get up and walk off when I want, like, Joe. So if I see you come, I just looked at my phone and then it said join group. So I'm like, well, I don't know what I'm doing here, but we'll just go ahead and do it, you know.
You might as well, aren't you, mate? That's the main thing. So talk to me, mate. Are you happy with what's obviously? What were your thoughts leading up to, February the 1st? We haven't signed anyone up to this point. So how are you feeling now? I know it's not official. I know it's not confirmed, but are you happy with the Connor Roberts signing?
Well, yeah, I suppose I am. To be honest, Joe, I don't think I was going to be bothered if they did or didn't bring anyone in. Reason being, it was January. It's January transfer window. You ain't getting targets you would want for starters because the players that are normally available around January transfer window, players that aren't getting played or injured or lot, and we have enough of them, and we've got and then you've got the financial fair play. So, we've already got 11 players from last season out. They're going to get them in, so we can't take too many on because we don't know what's going to happen with them when they come back.
No, I agree.
I think our team's strong enough, and I've got faith in Farker. If he says he's not worried, I'm not worried.
Yeah, no, exactly, and that. I'm the same as you. There's some that are in meltdown. Everyone's different, right? Like it's all fun and games. If other content creators want to take shots or whatever, that's totally fine. It is all fun and games. We all support the same football club. We all want the best things, right? But I'm like you. Like I'd have been pretty relaxed either way. Do you know what I mean? Of course, we needed one, but like you say, Farker feels that we're okay to go. We're okay to go, aren't we?
Yeah, we do. We need, especially like with the few injuries we've got at the minute, and it's all like the same bloody area. So it's showing signs of weakness down in our defence. But I'm hoping with that strong up front, it kind of takes the edge off the defence, especially since we've got our gladiator Rawdon down there.
Unreal. Has he been your player of the season? Has he been your player? Who would you say is your player of the season so far?
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, man.
I don't know. Somerville, he's probably I'd say, if I was to give a golden award to one of our players, I'd think I'd give it Somerville. But I'd say, Rawdon probably is, because without him, they're getting past us and getting goals in our way, aren't they? Because let's face it, before him, who did we have that was as strong as him? He just seems to push himself in and shove people out the way, and he sees things happening before they happen. So there's been many times he's got people out the shit, like, that have stood in the wrong place. So, like, if Cooper was making a mess up, he's seen it before it's happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Don't get me wrong, he does make mistakes himself, but he seems to just know, and I like that.
Yeah. No, I hear it. He's perfect for what we need, right? And he's a player that you would hope come promotion that we can make permanent. Dale Atkinson, I've just seen you pop in the chat there, mate, and then you've disappeared on me. If you want to come on, please do. Please do. Come on. What do they call you, mate? Sorry, it's rude of me. I didn't ask.
Me?
Yeah.
I'm Darren.
Darren. I've just because it says DLR and Welding and Fabrications. I know that's not your name. But
Yeah.
While you're here, Darren, you might as well tell them what you do and work and push your company, man. There might be someone watching in Preston that needs some work.
We're a welding fab company, but we specialise in Nissan Navaras and L200s that snap in half because the factory make them that way. So it's a common fault, and we get them and we put them right and put them back on the road.
Well, there you go. See, so if you need that, is it a car? I assume, yeah.
Yeah, it's a car, yeah. And believe it or not, Joe, I don't advertise hardly, but most of my customers come from Yorkshire.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Yeah. That is mad. Well, listen, if there's anyone needing some work done, there you go. There's your man. Make sure you check it out. Listen, mate, first and foremost, let me thank you for being a member and thanks for giving up your time and coming on, mate.
All right, all the best, Joe. Keep it up, yeah?
Yeah, cheers, buddy. Thank you very much. In a bit. Bye-bye. What a great guy. Thank you so much for coming on. We're gonna get Matt on now as well. Matt's got his own channel. He's an Australian as well. Dale, sit tight if you've got time. Dale, have you got time? Do you have time to wait? Yeah, because if you need to get on, I'll get you on quick before. But let's bring in Matt. Matt, I can't hear you, mate. You're muted. Come on, Matt. You've got this. All the way from Oz. What time is it there? It must be maybe I don't know what time it is. Are you there, Matt? Say hello. Nah, nothing there. Yeah, 2 minutes. I'm going to drop Matt out. He can come back. Dale, we'll get you on now, mate. Mr. Dale Atkinson. It's loading, I think. Oh, no. There we go. Dale, you're there. How you doing, buddy? You well? I can't hear you. Yeah. Oh, I could have been. Oh, we're losing people left, right, and centre. They say don't do live TV. Right. Okay. There we go. Yeah, mate. Let's bring in Matt. Matt.
Hello.
Hello, mate. Welcome
Hello.
on. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. I'm glad you're good, man. All the way from Australia, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like making videos right now is like hard for me as well because you have to stay awake all night.
Yeah, I bet. What time is it there, buddy?
At the moment, it's almost 12.
12 at night or morning?
At night.
At night. Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it's just past 12 here now, isn't it?
Yeah.
12 at night. Come on then, Matt. Talk to me, mate. You must be buzzing with the signings, my man.
Yep. I'm happy, Connor Roberts.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I've been saying this whole window, just calm down. We'll make a signing. It will happen. Like, people think it's like easy to make signings, but it's very difficult because you have to go through everything, and then you have to make sure other clubs agree, and then other clubs do other stuff, and they have to get theirs done before you do yours. So yeah, I'm happy at the moment. I think we'll bring in another one, honestly, before the end of the window.
Yeah, no, I do as well. Harry Suter, mate. Harry Suter's an Australian. You're an Australian
He's
yourself.
pretty good. Like,
nice.
he's a decent player. Like, he's a good defender. He's good at scoring. Like, he can score like from set pieces. He's a decent player. He's been playing well at the moment in the Asian Cup. So
good. How are they getting on, Australia, mate? I haven't watched any of the Asian Cup.
I think we're in the final 8 now. So yeah. So
okay.
Go and win it.
So Harry Suter could come back. Harry Suter could come back to Leeds United as a champion of the Asian Cup. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, an Asian Cup champion. another player with a trophy.
Yeah, exactly. Just to jump in, a bit of breaking news, folks. This is coming from the reluctant Nico Patron. He's saying now that Forest have cleared Joe Worrell to leave on loan. So, one to watch, because Leeds United have been linked with him. There was talk of, there was talk of potentially, him going for 6 million, etc. Sheffield United might be interested. Well, now we know that Sheffield United are getting Mason Holgate. That could really free up Joe Worrell for Leeds United. So definitely one to watch. Matt, obviously, you've got your own channel as well, mate. Do you want to tell the people about it? What the channel?
Yeah, Matt Leeds. I do Leeds United content on previews, reviews, stuff like that. I do sometimes gaming content occasionally if I want to, depending on like the mood I'm in. There's not really any good games at the moment to play at the moment, so not really. But yeah,
you're not fancy a bit of FIFA, huh? You're not fancy a bit of FIFA?
I think I played a lot of FIFA and I'm kind of bored of it now. It's not that fun anymore.
Yeah, nah, I hear you. Just your Rent Enforcer, it's saying no joy, mate. It just says device not connected. It says you'll need to connect your mic and camera before I can add you to the stream. You should are you doing it on your phone, bro? Because if you're doing it on your phone, you should be fine. You should be totally fine to just do it on your phone. Maybe stick some headphones in. I'm sorry, bro, because I do want to get you on as well, because obviously a massive supporter of the channel. So if we can get you on, that'd be great, mate. So let me know if you can do that. Ellen Road Bobbles just tweeted out, Everton and Southampton have now agreed to terminate the loan spell of Holgate. He's set to join Sheffield United pending a medical, which surely means Leeds United will now get a run at Harry Suter potentially. So we could have 2 in. Matt, were you expecting a double deadline day swoop?
I mean, I said on my channel, I think we'll get 2 in. I think we'll get 2 in. I said 1 would be a good transfer window, 2 would be a great, and then 3 would be perfect. But I don't think we're getting 3.
No. I mean, what would if we did? So if we got 2 defenders, so if you're looking at Connor Roberts and say Harry Suter, what other position would you like on him?
I kind of still think striker, like, because I mean, if Bamford gets injured, when we play with Pirro, I know he scores goals, but we look so different. We need another player that's. I know everyone says get a player similar to Bamford, but that's a pretty difficult thing to do because I think Bamford's like, not 1 in a million, but like a rare player to get the way he plays. And if he had great finishing, it'd be like a world-class footballer.
Yeah, nah, true. Right, okay. Matt, listen, thanks as always for coming on. Thanks for always supporting the channel.
Yeah.
We'll have a stream later on. I don't know what time it'll be for you, but we'll get
be
members
awake.
back in it as well. You'll be awake. All right, mate.
I'll be
Thank you
awake.
for coming on, Matt. Make sure
Cheers.
you check out Matt Leeds, okay? Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
And cheers, buddy. There we go. Great to see Matt on the channel as well. Big supporter of the channel. Just while we've got some breaking news, we might as well bring in a good friend of mine to speak about it. Is of course Mr. Locks. We're here just to give you a heads up, bro. Just share this that you've just sent me as well. So this is, we can touch on Leicester at the same time, but it does say Rob Dorsett expected Sensei to come in. Seems Leicester prepared to deal without being sure of more outgoings. Could cost them 2 million. Does say suitor to Leeds, not happening because Leicester don't want to improve a promotion rival. Locks, you'd be mocking it because you don't think he's good. So are they really improving us if they let Suter come in?
Well, I said in your comments earlier, I thought that we would sanction it because he doesn't really help us out. You know what my mindset is, mate. Obviously, I said, well, we haven't even got a promotion rival, so we're not gonna...
Which I think's fair. At this point,
as it stands, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think he didn't improve us last season when he came in. He came in January last season.
In the Prem, right? In the Prem League,
yeah, in the Prem.
Yeah.
I can't remember how much. I think it was 12 million. It might have something like that.
It's quite a lot when you think about it as well. Now, isn't it?
Yeah, it was another Rodgers signing, and he was all right. He was all right. You know what I mean? He was just all right. So in the Championship, yeah, I'm sure like he'd be really good for any team in the Championship. But Vestergaard, Fass, Doyle, even Cody, they're all ahead of him. So I mean, he's played 3 games this season.
It's a bit. Do you think it's
all subs?
Do you think it's a bit harsh on him? Do you reckon that not letting him go?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, I don't know if Sheffield United have said they don't want him, like they've gone for other options. I mean, that would have been really good for him, back in the Prem. But yeah, I mean, you never know. That Rob Dorsett tweet was quite vague. So if I mean, what's been reported elsewhere is if there's an obligation to buy, then it might happen. So, if Leeds come in and say, we'll have him on loan and at the end of the season we'll pay this much, Leicester might say, yeah, all right, I'll snap your hand off. So, we'll just have to see. But I mean, going from what that says, I mean, he probably does want to go, Suter. He probably does want to go Leeds. Of course. So I think he'd go anywhere, anywhere. Yeah. So, we'll have to see, mate. But I've just seen as well that a guy who you follow, so I know it's legit if you follow them.
No, give over.
He's just mentioned about Leicester still having strong interest in Chair. So
who's that then? Who is it?
Darren Whitcoop. You follow him?
Oh, Wickham. He reported about us being interested in Chair in the summer as well. I think he's a Norwich-based reporter. I'm not sure. I think he works for the Mail potentially. We'll have to wait. And I'm not too sure. We've had one apology, mate, coming from Danny Rumsey, but it's all fun and games in it. We should have Joe Blackburn joining me in a bit as well. Dale's back. Let me get Dale in. Dale, can you speak?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can, mate. Nice to have you on. Is that an Irish accent?
Northern Irish, mate.
Oh, love that. Sorry for getting them mixed up. How you doing, mate? You good?
All good. All good.
Yeah, good, man. Talk to me then. Talk to me about Leeds United, mate. How happy are you with the imminent signing of Connor Roberts?
To be fair, I haven't really been following much of the transfer for Leeds because we usually leave it late. So I like to leave it late myself. So I'm laid back.
I love that.
Why not?
Yes. That's how we need to be. I mean, from a content creation perspective, it won't be good for me, but that's probably the best way to be, man.
Yeah. We'll just leave it late all the time. So why not just chill out, let it go. If we sign people, we sign them. If we don't, we'll still win the league.
Yeah. Are you having that, Locks? He's saying we're winning the league. You got nothing for him.
I mean, as I told you, if Dewsbury Hall went, I would fear, but I think we're fine.
He's washed. Yeah. He's not Somerville.
I love this, Dale.
I'd love Somerville, but I'm happy with Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah.
He is good, to be fair. They both are. Let's agree. Let's agree that they're both very, very good. They're both very good players. Dale, what have you made then to the season so far? Obviously, I've not had an opportunity to get members on this season up to this point. So, what have you made? Are you happy? Because it didn't start great. Obviously, Leicester went off like a house on fire, but now we're doing all right, aren't we?
Yeah. We're doing good now. But I've got a mate that's a Leicester fan as well, and on the buzzer all the time. We're gonna win. We're gonna unbeat and all that stuff. But our August wasn't
Sounds like
great.
lots. Are you sure it ain't lots?
I'm sure. No, but our August was tragic, and now we're flying and unbeaten in January. You know, one of 3 teams unbeaten at home in the EPL.
No.
And the EFL.
And them clubs are who? Who were they?
Leeds,
Liverpool and City. You
Liverpool
know what I mean?
and City.
Exactly.
We'll go undefeated at home all season.
Yeah, definitely. Big up to Gilly in the chat anyway from Auto Know Bet, and let me know if you're free later on, mate, to jump on at any point. Andy Toon says, never doubt your lad, #Roberts. Listen, I said on a video, I say with chess that we'll get him, and someone's reminded me, and I need to find it. So if anyone knows which video that's on, I need it. It's all fun and games, isn't it? All good in the hood and all that sort of
Do you think Cooper's going to go, Joe?
I don't, mate. I think it's too...
I hope not.
It's mad when I'm saying it's... Yeah, no, I don't think he will. Do you?
No, he needs a testimonial if he was to go next season. Because that's what,
exactly.
9-10 years is cap. Well,
10 years in August, mate. So you could, like, at the end of this year, he's probably not going to get a new deal, but I think that's a decent time at the end of the season as one of the friendlies, for example. Do a Cooper 11 versus the current Leeds squad, because you could bring back, like, Kyle Bartley, Pontus Jansson, Click, Pablo Hernandez, them players. I think it's very rare nowadays a player spends 10 years at a football club. Isn't
How long's he been captain? What, nearly half that? No? Or maybe a little
more
less?
than that, I would say. No, I would probably say more than that, bro. He's been, more than that. I mean, Bielsa was captain, Gary Monkey was captain. So, I think...
Just shows.
I think...
That's all the Cooper haters out there. He's a man.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the man.
He stood the test of the time. I love this. Dale's one of my guys. I love it. 10 years is a long time, innit, to spend at a football club these days, if we're being honest.
Yeah, for sure, mate. They're normally, I mean, normally nowadays a player either gets a move to a better club, bigger clubs. Sorry, should I say not?
Is there any bigger clubs?
Yeah, a more successful club in recent times. And then even on the flip side, if players aren't getting a lot of game time, they tend to leave. So to stay for 10 years, is, I mean, we've had a few as well. Yeah. It's an achievement. So
and for the scrutiny he was under as well, Leeds, it's hard to believe he stayed this long.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. It is hard to believe. We've got a few more people waiting in the wings. Gary, Paul, are you ready, my man? He's ready. He was born ready.
Always
he says,
ready.
Gary,
Thanks
welcome.
for having me.
No,
How are you?
it's my mother. Are you? I don't want to.
there, boy.
Where are you? Are you? Where are you? Before I make a mistake and say,
I'm Belfast,
tell me where you're from.
Yeah,
Belfast.
There you go.
There, mate.
I love that.
There's 2 of us taking over the world.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I love it, man. I love this. How are you feeling about today, then, Gary? All good. I've seen you in the comments loads, by the way. Big up to
you. You know what? I have not been panicking one bit. Everybody expects us to be football manager. We're not.
Yeah.
I've won the league with Leeds as football manager. Reality is, it's not that easy.
No, it's not. It isn't. Yeah, I agree with you, mate. Yeah.
They come in. They don't. We win. Either way, I think we're going up.
Us Northern Irish people are too laid back. I'll tell you that much for sure.
It has to be done. We got this.
I think I'll have to move. I'm going Belfast, man. That's me. I'm coming to Northern. I love that. Locks, are you feeling all like horrible with loads of Leeds fans surrounding you, mate?
No, it's all right. Yeah. Maybe you can get a bit close. I'm quite close to your 3, but maybe you can get a bit close from the league. Maybe.
We will be.
Talking.
You'll be second, we'll be first. You'll see.
The way I see it, it's not over yet.
Nah,
I've heard that since August, though, to be fair, from Joe. It's only August. It's only September. It's only October. So
That's it.
Definitely. Pete O'Rourke, Sky Sports Pete, he chats beans, by the way, but he's now saying that Leeds and Ipswich are keen on signing Newcastle defender Paul Dummett. I don't want Paul Dummett, if I'm being totally honest. He's not the one. He's probably the one where I've linked and I've gone, yeah, please not Paul Dummett. But yeah,
what about Connor Bradley, eh? No.
No.
What a player, man. What a player.
I do think 3 will come in today, believe it or not. I do think 3.
You do?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get a whole new
Connor
defense
Roberts.
there. Yeah, I think Charlie Taylor's coming in as well. I have a sneaky suspicion about that.
I love that, you know.
I
We've got
do.
some more people with. Yeah, no, I
You linked
agree.
with
I
Worrell,
agree.
Joe? You linked with Worrell?
We have been, mate. Yeah, apparently it was 6 million. Then there was talk of a loan, and then Sheffield United wanted him, but it now looks like. But apparently they're saying that Sheffield United might get both Worrell and Holgate. They might bring them both in. So we'll have to wait and see. Steve, are you good? Go on.
I was going to say, these players are coming in. We were talking, well, you've been talking yourself over the last 30 odd days about this, about players coming in to start. I just think it's, as a squad of 18 to 24 players, it's rotation. It's a long, hard season. We're also still in the FA Cup. We can't rely on the starting 11 every single game. It can't be done.
No, I agree with you, mate. And
you know,
there's been a lot of talk about Farker rotating and stuff, but I almost feel like he knows when, because he's been in there, he's done it, he's building us up to a point. And what we've seen in the last few months, Gary, is we have started to see that rotation.
Yeah.
We're seeing Gruyev come in. We're all going, Gruyev, oh, he's stinking, what's going on? And then he's played him, and now he's like, oh my God, that's what Gruyev is. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
100%. That game he played in the Cup where everybody was saying Gruyev and Nanto was terrible, along with, they came in, have never played together, one at a time over a couple of weeks into the squad. They're starting to look at Gruyev now. Even look at the goal your man scored out the wing. That was fantastic in the Cup.
Yeah, it was.
Wow, slowly but surely they're starting to come into the club one by one, and then the rotations can be a lot more.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
One player that looks like he's definitely not happening now, to be honest, because Joe Donohue's reporting it is Harry Souttar. So it does say Leeds move for Leicester. Centre-back Harry Souttar appears to be off. The Foxes are unwilling to strengthen a promotion rival. That must be music to your ears, Lux, where your club thinks we're a promotion rival, seeing as you're winning the league at a canter, my man. What's going on here?
You're saying different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't,
What's going on?
Yeah. Maybe we just want Ipswich to go up, or Southampton. Maybe we prefer them. No, I don't know, man. Yeah, I'm shocked though. I mean, it was always going to be hard to get the deal done because he's at the Asian Cup. So I think for anyone it would have been difficult to get it sorted. But yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. I don't think there'll be any other club.
But if this is Sheffield United or someone in mid-table championship, I think Leicester would move him on.
Yeah, well, we saw it with Luke Thomas. You wanted Luke Thomas, didn't you, at the start of the season?
Yeah, where's he gone now?
Well, he went to Sheffield United. He was absolutely awful, and now he's at Middlesbrough. So he's on loan at Middlesbrough for, to the end of the season. So yeah, we've seen it before. Obviously, it was more understandable back then because we had no idea who was going to be where in the table. Obviously, that was in August. But yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered. It looks like we're signing Sensi anyway. I mean, the worry was that we needed someone to leave in order to get Sensi in, but it looks now that we're going to bring him in regardless. So
no loss of Dewsbury Hall. Then how confident are you with that one, by the way?
Yeah, well, that's all done now. Yeah, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, it looks like we're. It almost feels to me, right, that the football club Leicester tested the waters. It feels like they put it out there and then went, "Oh, that backlash is too much. Nah, we're not going to sell him now." That's what it reads as. Maybe I'm wrong. What do you reckon?
This time last year, I think we would have done it, but because of how, because of obviously relegation and all of that, and the board got just so much stick, and and they held their hands up and said, we won't make the same mistakes again and all this. So, but yeah, the reaction on Friday night was just, it was crazy. So I think, and Rob Dorset from Sky said the same, that the owner would take into account the reaction basically from the fans, and obviously that was a big fat no. So I think it was we asked for 40 million in the end. So I think if they paid that, then you probably looking at it.
Then it's different.
But according to some people, the Brighton bid was only 25, or the Brighton approach was only 25 million. So there's no way they were going to make Dewsbury. No one's going to make Dewsbury Hall their record signing. So so he stays.
Joe, do you think if we sign Worrell or Charlie Taylor, or when Struck comes back, he brings Ampadu at left centre half? Because unbeaten in January with him and Rodon at the back, what can you say?
I know it's difficult, isn't it, mate?
But Ampadu's playing fantastic wherever he plays. It's great to have the options. No matter what, you can go, do you know what? I feel comfortable if he does drop back. I even feel comfortable if he's in midfield. He's part of the squad. He's a spine. No matter where we put him, we are going to perform. That's what I like about it.
He can pass with both his left and his right, which is
brilliant. Brilliant,
Yeah, no, I agree with you both. Yeah, I do agree with you. That's what I mean.
Strike it back in. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's hard.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard for him now, and he was one of our best centre halves up until his injury.
Yeah, but again, that's good. Then he's going to come back and go, well, this isn't an easy way in. I gotta get myself in gear here. Like as you said, with Bielsa, a small squad, no matter what, he knows he's not going to be in the background long. He needs to fight to get in. It means when he does get in, he's earned it and he's going to be ready.
100%.
Does that not mean then if Worrell comes in, we've got too many centre halves?
Let them battle it out to get on the field then. Yeah, Cooper's injury prone. Scrouch, injury prone. You know, these players have been renowned for it. Firpo, well, let's be honest, I'm surprised he's got 4 games. His hamstring hasn't left him yet. But it's good to have. It's good to have options. It's good not to have players to just sit on the bench. These are players we're bringing in to go, if I'm on the bench, I'm going to fight to take a spot. And then you've got that good, you've got that good mentality in the squad where everybody's there to help each other. But
like as you said, Graves broke in and he's been absolutely phenomenal. Like so,
brilliant. Yeah, that cup game, the first one, there was too many changes at once, and everybody expected 7-0. Like realistically, these are all still professional football teams. It's not going to be like that.
No, exactly. I agree. Boys, will you do me a favour? I don't know if you've got me on social media, but if you could drop me a message or something on social media, I'd love to get you back, man, for sure on one of the post matches or something like that. That'd be great if you could do that. I don't know if you've got me on Instagram or Twitter or anything like that.
I have you tortured.
So yeah, drop me a message and we'll get you back because I've got a few people waiting in the wings. But I would love to have you both
Legend,
back.
Joe. Thank you very much for having us on.
Drop me a message, lads, and we'll have you on
Leicester's
later on
trash.
as well.
We're gonna smash these. See you
Who's
later.
Leicester? Who's Leicester?
Peace, boys. Peace.
Look after yourselves, yeah. Bye.
Legends, man. Bye. There we go.
I'll make way as well, Joe, mate, for the Leeds fans. But
no worries,
I'll
man.
speak to you very soon. I'll be in the comments later on to see what's going on. So
no worries, man. See you in a bit, Locks. There we go. Some great additions there. This is what I'm saying. Gary Paul and Dale. We've had Ethan. We've had many others as well. Steve, are you good to go, man? Yes, we've got Steve Ledbetter on now as well. Steve, welcome. And I'm just going to, before you say anything, I'm going to bring in my good friend Joe Blackburn as well. But Steve, how are you doing, mate? Thanks for being a member, first and foremost. Thanks for coming onto the channel.
Yeah, my pleasure, mate. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no, not a problem. How are you feeling ahead? Seeing Leeds United get some business done. You must be happy.
Well, I'm holding my breath, mate. To be honest.
Still?
Yeah, still. I mean, that's just years and years of fear.
I get it.
You know what I mean?
I get it.
Yeah, because
I do get it.
If something's going to go wrong, it's going to go wrong for us. You know. So whilst it's like no name on the line, it hasn't happened. I'm confident.
No, that's fair. Yeah,
I'm confident.
I mean, Dan James in recent times is a perfect example of that.
Well, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Like some of your previous guests have mentioned already. If it's until I see it on the website, on the LUFC website, I'm taking it with a pinch of salt, mate. To be honest, but Suter, as far as I'm not too concerned. If Leicester's scared to give him to us, just says more about us, really.
Yeah, I agree.
And if he wants to go somewhere else, he'll go. He just won't come to us. That's all.
Yeah.
I don't have any complaint.
You bang on though because Leicester have allowed Luke Thomas to go to Middlesbrough, who are chasing the top 6, but yet they won't let Sue to come to us. So you are right; it's probably more of a positive than a negative in that respect.
To be honest with you, though, Joe, I wasn't that arsed to begin with. At the start of January, and even looking at it now, you go, well, if we didn't get anybody, in Fark we trust, of course, but
of course.
49ers we trust, and if they don't get anybody through, and Fark has said, well, you know what, it's not the end of the world if we don't get anyone. Honestly, when you look at the team we've got, look at the squad we've got, if we didn't get anybody, how much worse off would we actually be?
Yeah, exactly. You're
not going to let the likes of Ailing go, you know, and Shelder go and stuff if we needed him. And that doesn't make the team weaker. It just means we've got more money to play with.
Yeah. Agree with you, and I think that's very, people will have absolutely lost their heads, Steve. I do agree with you, and I'll flash on over to Joe. But if we could guarantee Gray and Firpo being fit, like Steve said, we'd be totally fine with that. But I'm still glad that they have gone and addressed it. Joe, how are you today? Because obviously I know you were pretty confident as well, and then we wake up and it was literally first thing this morning. I think it was about 8 a.m. when the first Connor Roberts stuff came out. So how are you feeling about it, mate?
How I'm feeling about Leeds is good, because I also went into the window saying I don't strictly think that we need anyone, to be honest, because although it's not a deep squad, that's worked for us in the past. Last time we went up, we had something like 18 senior players, and we just added a couple of youngsters in here and there. I don't see an issue with doing the same thing here. We let go of Ailing and Spence. Even after that, I was sort of like, well, it's not the biggest problem in the world if we don't get someone in, but we are in the process of getting someone in, so it's completely fine. In terms of not Leeds stuff, I am already tired, and I know that I have about 8 hours of streaming to do today, so this is going to be an adventure.
Exactly, yeah. So, folks, what time do you start and when you're going up to, Joe, so people can know?
I'm going to be on your channel 4 till 5-ish, then mine 5 till about 12, I think, depending on what happens towards the end of the window, which is going to be an adventure, isn't it?
Yeah, no, exactly. And listen, folks, you'll have seen loads of me today. So if you get bored at any point, just go and watch Joe. I think Luke's going on there for a bit, and Oevi might be popping on as well, Joe. So it's great that the community coming together and all getting on each other's channels and that. And it's just nice because I know how difficult the live game can be, and when you're on your own as well, it can be difficult. So it's good to have others there as well. And listen, I'm really grateful to the members as well, Steve. It's great to have you on as well, mate, coming on. Steve, where do you see the rest of the season panning out? It looks like we could get at least 2, definitely 1, I would say. I know you don't want to commit to that yet, but maybe 1 or 2. Where does that leave us for the rest of the season, do you think, Steve?
Well, like I said, I don't think there's going to be an awful lot of difference in our outlook and our potential, even with 1 or 2 today. If you get 3 today, even potentially, depending who the third one is, if there was a third one and it's up front, maybe, but I'm not seeing that happening anyway. So I'm thinking more of the back end. So if it's back end, I don't see there's an awful lot of potentially changes to where we would end up anyway with what we've got now. I must start the season. I was like everybody else. If we end up middle, we'll be lucky. But then Farke came in, and weaved his magic to where we are now. I think the realist in me says playoffs, but my heart says we might just sneak second. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
it depends. Who's the biggest worry for you for that second spot? Is it Southampton or Ipswich?
Right now, Southampton.
Yeah.
But depending how Ipswich's day goes today, that might change. Depends. But who would have guessed Ipswich at the start of the season, to be honest?
No, exactly. Yeah, you're
I'm
right.
I'm feeling a little bit of an optimist on that, to be honest, because Southampton still have to play all of the top 7 away from home. They've had a really easy run the last few months.
They have.
Yeah, they're doing very well so far.
No doubt. Yeah, they have. You're right. We're in a nice position. Sorry, it almost feels like
it's good to be in a
on
position where you are chasing and you're not looking over your shoulder. It's almost preferable right now.
Yeah.
When you get to April, I'd
Steve.
rather be the top 2.
Steve, you said you weren't like overly confident, right?
Yeah.
This has just been tweeted by
You've just
Sam
seen the tweet
Rodon.
I've seen, haven't you? Yeah.
So this is Sam Rodon. This is Joe Rodon's brother. And he says, "Hi, pal, what's happening? What are you up to today? Fancy a cuppa?" And he's tagged in Connor Roberts. So is that enough for you yet to commit?
No. It's all
Still not enough.
I'm still not buying it until it happens.
You're still not quite there. I love that. Yeah, so Sam Rodon, Joe Rodon, whose brother, who's quite active, looks like, well, he's on his way, isn't he? It definitely looks that way. Andrew Mycom, I know you were waiting in the wings, mate. I was just about to bring you in, but your video seems to have dropped off. If you're still around and you want to come in, then please do join us. We're going to be going up to about 2 o'clock, folks. So we've got about 40 minutes left, and then I'll take a little break, and you can go and check some other content creators out, or go, do some actual work or something. Locke says, I was trying to gift a couple of memberships, but it's not letting me, so you can do it for me. Cheers, Locke. Thanks for your support, as always, mate, as well. Helen says, he always believed in you, Joe. In fact, we trust. I know it's not about me, but I do feel vindicated for supporting the thing. You know what I mean? I can't lie, because there's been a lot of naysayers. It is what it is, though. I've seen this, Paul Dummett. Nah, please don't bring me Paul Dummett. I've seen this, but that comes from Sky Sports Pete, who's a little bit not the most credible of sources.
He's had 200 minutes over the last 2 seasons. That's not going to happen.
Nah,
not even a little
it just
bit.
makes no sense. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with you. That's what we reckon to it. Exactly. Not going to happen. Farker's speaking about bringing in players that are ready. At least Connor Roberts has played like 16, 17 times. He came off the bench last night against Man City. He's a Welsh international. They can give a good character reference because he's mates with Rodon, he's mates with Ampadu, he's mates with James. So it all just makes sense. This is why the other day I said with Chest, I just believe the Connor Roberts deal has felt like, Joe, I don't know if you think that, it's felt like the Kamara deal. We inquired at the start of the window and we've just been waiting for that opportune moment to go, okay, now we can push the button.
Yeah. It's either a little bit of that or a bit of, we knew that we were in for Connor Roberts no matter what. It was just waiting for Burnley to get there and sort it out, because they're not going to sanction a move if they've not got a spare right back.
It's all very Kamara-esque today, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And do you know what the best thing about it is, Steve? It's the fact that Leeds United have got it without an obligation or an option.
Yeah,
so we don't even have to make. So we could get promoted and not have to take. And that's why, as well, the 49ers have been very smart with this, because maybe earlier on in the window, Burnley said, well, it has to have an obligation or an option. We don't know the conversation, and now they're going, okay, you can take him. Do you know what I mean? So that's a positive as well. We've got to back the 49ers for that.
I'd be curious to see how much they're asking for him at the start of January compared to what we get for him today.
100%. Yeah. It's the same with Worrell. There was talk of him 6 million, and now apparently he's available for loan. So that's already switched up straight away, hasn't it? So it's definitely it changes. This is what I mean. And the transfer window is a bit of a mad one. Do you think, Steve, what you say, sorry?
Should you say, right, mate, got to wear shades.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I'm saying. You get them out, man. People are fuming.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all love, Joe. Please don't take it too serious, anyone watching. It's all just a bit of a joke, yeah? Just playing a character. Hull City have made an official offer to sign Callum Chambers from Aston Villa. That's one to watch. I mean, I wouldn't have minded Callum Chambers, but I think, with us, has someone got a bird? Do you have a bird, Steve?
That would be the dog who has found a squeaky toy.
Oh, right.
And is just destroying it.
I love that. I was saying that. What's happening with the budgie there? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, thank you very much. Right, okay. Talk to me then. How many more do we get? What are we saying, folks? Is it just Roberts or what?
I want to say we'll get Robertson official, and they'll wait for that. They'll keep it like on tenterhooks for as long as they can, because we know what our media team's like on deadline days. I think, and I've got a weird sneaking suspicion because it's not like a thing that I like actively 100% think will happen, but there's a little bit of me saying that there's some weird like wonder kid over in Albania or something that we've got an eye on. We'll pluck him out. We'll pay like 200k for him. Next season we'll sell him for 40 million.
No one's ever heard of.
Yeah. We'll do a Rafinha and a Nonto with him.
Yeah,
it's tradition at this point, isn't it?
100%, yeah. Like, look at that Nonto one, actually. The more you think about it, it was wild, it was wild. Jess thinks we'll get 2. Logan thinks we'll maybe get 1. Professor says, I think Roberts and Worrell. It's going to be interesting with the Worrell one. I do think that could be one that could happen. Depends what Sheffield United are doing, though, because apparently they're bringing in Mason Holgate and maybe also Worrell as well. Tiffany just confirmed Roberts deal off. Tiff Meister, he's the man, isn't he? He's the man. I love it. I do love it. Just because we're waiting now for something, something else to break. But just looking ahead, Steve, to Friday, obviously tomorrow now, we play Bristol City. It's an away game. Obviously, we've got a good record so far in January, but there still seems to be this nag with some Leeds fans that Leeds are terrible away from home. I don't think we are, but I think we've started to see a change, but it's not probably been consistent enough yet for people to go, okay, that's now off our back. But how do you feel going into tomorrow's game against Bristol City?
Pretty good. I mean, what are we, 4th best away from home this season?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
I think it depends what happens today to a certain extent.
Yeah.
And I don't want somebody coming in who doesn't benefit us immediately, and not just in a football sense, but in a teamwork sense.
Yeah, of course.
And that, would they play him tomorrow if they got him in today? Even I don't think that'd be possible. But the point being is, there's the squad. From what you see lately, has been very gelled. It's been very together. They're a great bunch of lads, and they all seem to get on. With 1 or 2 exceptions that have since left the building. Exactly. But now, and again, which is why I don't see it's a massive deal if nobody comes through, because I think the team we've got, the squad we've got, might be a little bit light, but it's done us really well up to now. So as far as tomorrow's concerned, I don't really see, barring any massive changes, that's going to have any great effect on us. I think we'll beat Bristol away.
Yeah, I do as well.
Might be close. They're not bad, but
no, yeah. No, I agree. I think we've got a great record against them as well, and I expect that to continue regardless of home or away. And, I think this is a good point as well. Like, Roberts in today is what we needed. Anything else is just a bonus. I do think that's right. Stats, who was on earlier this morning as well, let us know that Roberts hasn't played in the FA Cup, so he's not cup tied. So he could make his debut against Plymouth on the Tuesday, which would be a huge shot in the arm for Leeds United because, Gray just coming back into the fold, probably plays on tomorrow, and then you can maybe use Roberts because he'll change it, right? He'll change it around, and therefore you can stick him in there. What do you reckon, Joe? Is that what you'd be looking to do for the FA Cup? Maybe use these new players?
Yeah, I've just got to quickly check something because I've got a bit of a fun theory. But with the discussion of has the move been sorted out since like earlier in the window, this is making me think that it probably has been, because against Spurs, Burnley, realistically, they're going to focus more on the league. They're not going to focus on beating Spurs in a cup match when they're likely to draw someone, like, again, that they would probably lose to in the next round. So, in theory, I think that's where you rotate. That's where you play Connor Roberts, who's not been getting all the minutes that he wants.
Yeah.
That makes me think that we've had discussions from the very start of the window, because otherwise, surely he'd be picked in the squad. I think we've had conversations with Burnley saying, look, we're interested in Connor Roberts. Please keep him out of the FA Cup squad, because if we have a run, we'll want him. And then here we are. I think that's just added up quite nicely. On the Bristol thing as well, I had a quick look at their numbers for the season so far. I know we're an exciting team to watch, but I feel like the match is going to be incredibly boring and shit.
Really?
Because they've had a total of like 33 goals for, 33 against in 28 matches. And I think they've got the second lowest number of goals scored in their matches in the league. So it feels like it's going to be very grindy, maybe 1-0 late penalty.
Low blocky, is that what we're saying? Are we saying a low block? Is that what we're thinking?
Oh, obviously we're saying low block. It wouldn't be a trip to a fairly naff championship side on the other side of a country without a low block, would it?
Yeah, we've seen all this before, though, and then we're 3-0 at half time. So
true.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'd take it. Don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining.
Yeah,
I'd love that.
Yeah, exactly. Definitely, Mr. Dodo says so. That's Bristol putting 5 past us. Nah, never. I think we're right to be confident, man. Be confident. Be confident
I think it'll be close.
in there.
We think, but I think we'll win.
Yeah,
We'll put 5
I
past
agree.
us, but we'll
I
put
agree.
7 past them, so it's fine.
Yeah. Andrew, let me just shout out Andrew. You were just waiting on the video, mate. If you want to come on, I don't know what happened. I think you dropped off. But if you do want to come on, as I say, I tried to keep like 4 just while we're doing this because there's too many voices and all that sort of stuff, and give everyone the opportunity. If anyone's not been on yet and they want to come in, it's in the members chat. Get involved. Andrew, if you want to pop back in, you know you can do. Roberts Cooks, yeah, we couldn't get you on, could you, bro? I don't know what's up with your phone, but yeah, Roberts is a great addition, and I think he comes with a wealth of experience. He's won the championship last season with Burnley. He's played at international level, and the great thing is he's played at international level with lads that are in our side. This is the most important thing that we need to remember as well. Like, come training tomorrow morning, it won't even be like there's a new player in the place because he'll just slot straight in, and that's the positive thing. Do you know what I mean? Like him just dropping straight in there, because they'll all be like, "Yes, Connor," you know what I mean? So I think it's a decent match. It's a decent match, this, isn't it? For sure.
I think the best bit of that isn't just the fact that we're getting someone that's played with them. It's the fact that every single one of those fellow Wales players is on the same side of the pitch. Dan James, right winger. Joe Rodon, right centre back. Ampadu, often on the right hand side of that defensive midfield pairing. So you know that he's going to be linking up with players that he knows how to link up with already. So it's not like you've got a centre forward and you've brought in a left back that has also played for the same country. It's genuine, like actual cohesion in there. And I think if we do end up playing against, well, we will end up playing against Plymouth, but if he ends up playing against Plymouth, it's going to be interesting to see if we keep that Welsh contingent in the side, because sure, they could do with a rest, but at the same time, if you want to get him a little bit comfortable, you want to make sure he's playing with players that he's played with before.
Yeah, no, exactly. I do. Ben, I'm not too sure, mate, because it's come from Footy Insider. I just don't understand Paul Dummett. I think I'd rather genuinely Paul Dummett's washed. Like I don't know how old he is now, but like Joe said, he hasn't played for a very long time. Like I can sort of go with like I don't know, like a Harry Suter. I can go with a Mason Holgate, you know, who they're not really Premier League, but I know we're not in the Premier League. But Joe Worrell, even some don't like Joe Worrell, but Paul Dummett would be a real meh for me anyway, personally. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I had to get the shirt out today, man. I might change it. It was all fun and games, man. I've relaxed a little bit now because I know that we're getting the players in that we need. So it's all good. It's just all fun and games this morning. Joe, what's your plan then on your show later on, mate? Is it just similar to this? What you
same kind of vibe, seeing the news as it comes in. I was going to ask you if you wanted to be popping on, but then you sent me a message earlier on saying I've got 9 hours of streams planned. I was like, okay, I'll let you deal with that. That's completely fine. That sounds, but off the top of my head, I've got Evie coming on, Andrea, there was someone else, and I can't quite remember who, but all at different times. If you do fancy coming on and adding to your increasing levels of stress, go for it. But
I will do, man. Of course, man.
I'll ping you the link
over
there.
Yeah,
but on
send me the link.
on the Dummett thing, Wales don't have that many top quality footballers. Ethan Ampadu, who is arguably a central defensive midfielder, plays for Wales quite often at centre back. I have a feeling that Ampadu took Dummett's place in the Wales squad because he's not been called up for the last 5 years. And he's only 32. Yeah. So I feel like maybe not the one that we want to go for on this one. I feel like that's another link that we've had just because he's Welsh, because we've had a lot of those this window.
If we don't get anybody, but we don't need anybody desperately, that would be my perfect window. If we didn't get anyone, but we didn't need anyone. So, but it's the stress from the fans that'll turn on and go, we didn't buy anyone. What's going on? If we don't need him, why waste the money, really?
Yeah, 100%. Sean, it's quite interesting you mentioned that because I've got one for you. Annie's Wick at 3:30. Annie's Wick. Put a little each way bet on Annie's Wick, okay? Please make sure you gamble responsibly. But I've seen that and I've got a few on. I thought I will check, and I actually have one at 3:30 Wincanton. Annie's Wick. Watch this space, folks, okay? And if it comes in, you'll be like, oh, not only have you brought us that, you've sort of missed some cash out as well. So, yeah. Annie's Wick, let me just...
Because deadline day wasn't stressful enough.
Yeah, exactly. I got it at 11s. I don't know if it's still 11s now, folks. Oh, no, sorry, mine's Fosslas. Maybe, is Wincanton even on? Let me have a look. Yeah, Wincanton was yesterday. Oh, no. Yeah, there isn't a 3:30 at Wincanton, man. Oh, just keep the date, the time 3:30. It's at Fosslas. 3:30 at Fosslas and Wick, right? So it's still 3:30. Just wrong meat. Has someone been at Ellen Road with the camera? They probably will be. At some point. Helicopter for Roberts. Yeah. Look at Joe Rodon's brother's tweet. I've seen it, man. I've seen it. So yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. And then we can all enjoy the whole the videos and all that of him signing and him meeting up with his Welsh brothers and giving it all the old Borodar and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, it's today is going to be a good day. I'm hoping that we will see some more definitely come through the door, although officially we haven't had anyone through yet. Have you at any point, Steve, or are you worried today? I probably know the answer, but have you at any point been worried about us losing anyone? Was the maybe worry a Nonto in the early parts of the window or anything like that?
No, not really.
No.
I'm still waiting on Nonto to sign a new contract, of course.
Yeah.
I haven't heard much from him really, as far as noise, in one way or another. But in general, no. I mean, like I say, I have to be honest to say, although it was bound to be coming, Ailing was still a surprise. Gielda was still a surprise.
Yeah.
So all these people going, they're going to go eventually. Can't be helped. But anybody that how do you put this delicately? Anyone that matters. I wasn't ever expecting anyone to go anywhere, to be honest.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. Joe, would you agree with that as well?
Yeah, I think, because the players that we lost, in essence, we weren't going to see Elling get any more minutes this season. And anytime that we did, all that would happen is people would complain, why do we have to play Luke Ayling? Let's sign someone. Yeah, exactly. In which case, okay, we've cut out the middleman, we've cut out a bunch of wages, and we've signed someone. Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah.
In terms of Spence, initially there was a moment of why has that happened? Have Tottenham recalled him because he's not got enough minutes? But then you learn a little bit more in that he doesn't seem like the best of people to have around a squad, especially when you're trying to build a little bit of cohesion, which I feel like Daniel Farke does. He tries to get a team that like each other rather than being there for the money, and it just feels like the right thing to have done. I'd rather we got the move done for Connor Roberts earlier, but I can see why it's not always possible to do because you're waiting for Burnley to do things. And when it comes to the Connor Roberts thing as well, I had a very quick look a moment ago, and he, Rodon, and Dan James were all at Swansea City together for 4 years. So that's another little addition to the whole. It might all be Welsh players, but it's also a bunch of Swansea players. Ampadu was over an Exeter at the time. Poor guy.
Can you check for me as well? Because I actually sent Connor Roberts an Instagram message last night just to try and get something. But when I went on, oh, mate, you might as well, aren't you? And do you know what? I sent him that picture and the Welsh writing that I wrote saying, come join your Welsh brothers, Ampadu.
You're not onto them.
Did he? I might get a like after it's been confirmed.
Yeah, later on, maybe.
Yeah. He actually follows Pirro as well. Did Pirro and him play together at Swansea? Just out of interest.
Oh, that's a good question. Give me a second. I wish I had a better tool for this than Wikipedia, but
no, they did because he's following him as well. And I just thought, oh well, there you go. There's another connection where the group just becomes that little bit stronger, you know.
Pirro joined the year in the summer that Connor Roberts left. So maybe there was a couple of weeks of overlap, but
yeah. He came in and then he went out. Oh, bye, hi, like that. You know what I mean? One of them ones. Michael, Joe Blackburn has his channel called Joe Blackburn. And Steve doesn't have one, do you, Steve?
No.
No. Steve's just one of the members, one of the guests. You two,
I'm just
if you
a
want to
lurker,
get involved.
I'm not active.
You're just a lurker. Yeah. No, it's great. Do you know what? No, it's great to be able to bring you on and all that sort of stuff. It's class, and it's something that I wanted to do anyway moving forward. So it's certainly something we can.
As long as you don't get the job.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. That's why I put it to exclusive members because, like I say, you don't want just any Tom, Dick, and Harry coming in with no camera saying wild shit. Do you really? Do you know what I mean? Really. So that's why. And if someone was willing to pay bloody $4.99 just to say something wild, then that's a bit mad, if you ask me. But there you go. There you go. Building chemistry though. There's Joe's channel. Look, there's Joe Blackburn's channel. Please do check it out. Anything else, Steve, you want to discuss, mate? We've got about 20 minutes left on the show. Is there anything you want to ask us or anything you want to bring to the table in terms of discussion? Anything? Sorry to put the pressure on, by the way.
Yeah, nothing that strikes me immediately, but the question I asked you a long time ago, you probably don't remember.
Really?
It. You probably won't remember it. And you asked it at the time as well. But the question I put to you at the time was,
receipts coming for me, or I think
more lines of you and the channel rather than anything else.
Okay.
Is do you miss not getting to the games?
Right. Okay. Yes, massively, mate, massively.
There's a certain level of commitment that you have to show to get where you are. Yeah. So,
yeah.
And the cost of that is being able to be there on match day.
100%, mate. I do, and I can't lie to you. Last season, I didn't. I went from having the most beautiful football I've ever seen in my life. COVID happened, and then we got basically Jesse, and it was horrible. And the whole atmosphere in and around the fans, everything just changed. Like, it went from being like, listen, I shared a video the other day of me celebrating with Sol Bamba when the stadium was fucking half empty. So as a fan who's a season ticket, to go from that to full stadiums, to the best football you've ever seen, to Bielsa, that's why I got upset when it went, because it was like, oh my God, this is, and people didn't realize what we had lost, right? So last season I didn't, because for me, we were playing shit. The manager was shit. I couldn't stand him. I disliked the players. You know what I mean? Like, I genuinely, but now I started to have, and it almost makes I'm glory supporterish, but it's not. It's like, because I went when we were shit. It's more a case of like, it'd be a nice place to be again. The manager I really rate, although I know some don't, but I really rate him. And yeah, I miss my friends. Because the mad thing is, when you're once you've got your seat, them people, then because they're in the same place every week. So I used to go with my mate. He lives in Hartlepool. We used to drive down together. Sean, big up Sean. Joe's met him. He was on the charity walk with me. We used to go, and then we would have John in front of us with his daughter Kim. Then there was 3 young lads here to the side. Then there was another guy called Andy, who's now actually I see him on Twitter. What's the thing that Rob Burrows has got?
Oh, I know what you mean.
MND?
I forgot what it's called.
I think.
MND. Yeah, so another lad that I used to go with has now got MND, and we used to have a crack CH Coop, and we used to have crack all the time. So, of course, I miss all that, man. I miss match day and all that sort of stuff. But this is the dream, like this, in terms of like what being able to do this. So, yeah. And to be honest, mate,
let me ask you another question then. Okay. What would you do in the position, if you're in the position, you're lucky enough to have, if you've got a choice, Leeds Southampton last day of the season to get second spot, or 50,000 views on the day?
I
don't know what your RPMs are looking like, but that's tempting.
Well, no, man. To be honest, I do all right on match day, mate, with content and post match and all that sort of stuff.
But live viewers, I mean.
Oh, live people watching live.
Yeah, that'd be too easy.
That's what I was thinking. That's.
I don't even know. Like Goldbridge gets that sort of stuff. So I don't know. No, listen. I can't. For me, I've made this decision now. It'll be gutting, and it won't feel right. I've spoken to my mate Sean about this. I said, imagine like rocking up on the final day. All the people they'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing here, you glory supporters?" You know what I mean?
Back to work.
Yeah. The mad thing is, I've got my season ticket. My son is still on the wait list. As soon as he was born, I put him on. So I think, YouTube watch along is probably not forever. I can't be doing this in my bloody 50s, 60s, and 70s, can I? So, at that point, I can then return back to the football club. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I want to do. So, yeah. It's good. No, thank you for asking that, though, mate. I enjoyed that, man. It's nice. It was nice of you to do. And but before we finish, we've had Jamie Farrell's about to come on, so that's great. We can get Jamie on. Jamie, how are you, my man?
Hey, Joe, I'm good, thanks, mate. Nice to talk to you.
Yeah, good. Yeah, and you, mate, and you. Thanks for supporting the channel as you do. Thanks for coming on. How are you feeling about today in the transfer window, man?
Fairly relaxed about it, to be honest, mate. A bit like yourself.
Yeah.
Not too worried if we don't get many more in. Don't really want to upset the flow that we're in at the moment with too many new signings, I think. So very happy to potentially see Roberts come in. Definitely, letting Ayling and Spence go, we were very light at right back. Obviously Archie's been doing a fantastic job there. But we were in a situation where we only really had Byron as backup for both Firpo and Archie. So, in that situation, definitely needed to bring another body in there. So Roberts would be, I think, great signing for us.
100%. And according to Russ, Burnley boss, Vincent Kompany has now confirmed that Connor Roberts is going to Leeds United on loan. Are you happy, Steve? Are you happy yet? Are you ready to commit? Yeah. It looks like, yeah. It looks like we've got a kit clash going on here as well, Jamie, with your wallpaper on my shirt.
I was going to mention that, mate. Yeah, I can't carry on with a shirt like that myself, so I sat in front of the
I love it. I love it, man. I do love it. Class. Are you happy with just Connor Roberts coming in then, Jamie, or would you want us to get some more?
Yeah, I think for me the striker's an interesting one, isn't it? Do we need another person up front? Bamford, we know obviously he's had his fitness concerns. I do like Joseph, but we haven't seen a huge amount of him at this level, I don't think, yet to really know whether he could come in and fully replace Bamford. And then you've got the whole Pirro debate. Where does he play? He's not playing in the 10 because Rutter's proven that's his position, I think, really. Yeah. With Bamford currently fit and in form, you're not going to get a look in at number 9 either. So yeah, maybe a striker, but then you think, what happens with the rest of them? What happens with Joseph? He's going to get even less minutes. We've already got Gallart not getting any minutes. Do we look to loan him out? Maybe Gallart. I'm surprised he's still really, with the club at the minute, to be honest.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because Farker, whenever he's been asked about him, he's been pretty he's given him a good sort of like a good account, and he was asked in the presser about young players and how do you decide, and I think it was like Graham Smith trying to find out about Hjelde, and he did say, look, if you're around about enough and you're not getting involved, then I'm going to move on for you, kind of thing. And it is interesting, Joe Blackburn, isn't it, that Joffrey hasn't gone, and he's because we've barely seen him, have we?
Yeah, and there was talk about clubs being after him, like someone mentioned Wigan a couple of weeks ago, which I thought was going to be a fair enough move. But I think it's probably to make sure that we don't end up needing to sign a number 9, because if we let go of Gelhardt and then Pat gets injured, and we've learned that Pirou doesn't really do the number 9 thing quite as well as Bamford does, and he sort of clashes with Rutter because they occupy exactly the same place on the pitch. Yeah, I think letting him go would be more of a risk than keeping him, because even though he's not necessarily developing a lot whilst he's waiting on the bench, at least he's in and around the squad and he's being trained with some high quality players. So he's not getting the development from the minutes, but he is still improving. And whilst he's not getting on the pitch very much, I don't have too much of an issue with it. Even though like Mateo Joseph might have hopped over him in the order, I feel like Joseph is a slightly different player to him. Gelhardt being a little bit more chance creaty and Joseph being a bit more of a finisher from what I've seen in the 21s, but it's hard to say really, I think.
Yeah, I think you make a good point, because I think the last time he started would have been that Birmingham game where we had like Gelhardt, Shackleton playing right wing and all these different permutations. The fact that, I look back at that now and think, I can't even believe we got a draw. And they only scored in the last minute from a penalty, by the way. Do you remember? We got beat, didn't we? But they only scored in the last minute from a penalty. Russ has just tagged me in a tweet, RE Suter. Let's see what's been said over on Suter, although by all accounts it looks like Leicester are saying no to that. I'm just trying to find the tweet. So look, Russ, where is it?
Tell you what, I wish I got tagged in all this useful stuff.
Oh, mate.
Yeah,
mate,
I think this
they
time of
did
year,
it.
Joe, as much as it's important who you bring in, it's important who you let go and where you let them go to,
Yeah.
isn't it? So
Yeah.
you can fully understand Leicester not wanting to let Suter come to Leeds. You know, he obviously would strengthen our squad for sure.
Yeah, no, you're right, and that's what's been reported as well by this journalist as well that says Harry Suter Leeds is a non-starter because Leicester will not strengthen a direct rival. Leicester had the same rule when Leeds were interested in Luke Thomas. There you go, direct rival, by the way, which Leicester fans think they're winning the league and done.
Yeah, but
Go on, Joe, sorry.
define strengthened as well, though. Really.
Yeah, I know. I agree as well. Is it?
Would he get a game?
Yeah. I know. I'm
He's
not
not
sure.
first
He
pick, is
yeah,
he? Not first pick.
No, he's definitely not. And maybe they're looking at Suter because he's already sat on a bench at Leicester that he's like, well, he ain't going to mourn for game time. He'll be happy to be part of the squad. Do you know what I mean? And that's something
like
because
before, it's just like, don't waste the money. Don't need to. It's not going to make you any better.
Yeah, for me, it's a big drop off if we lose Rodon, though. If Rodon's injured or gets a ban or whatever, it is a big drop off. Cresswell's up and coming player, and he's got a lot of potential. But I think it's a big drop off if you had somebody else that could come in that was a bit more experienced.
Yeah,
I would also think that how far do you take that? It's like, okay, they get injured. What if the person you're replacing with gets injured? So it can be on forever. Couldn't it?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that. When people say, and there is a point. I'm not disputing, but when they say we're 2 injuries away to Rodon and Ampadu from being in the shit, and it's like, but you can't just continuously, just in case you can't, because what if they don't get injured? Then players that they're supposed to come in for, they're going to be sat on the bench going, well, why aren't I playing at all? And it just upsets everything. Do you know what I mean? It upsets everything at the football club. So, and we've already seen with the way that Barker's handled the Creswell situation, the Nonto situation, the Spence situation. He's not going to be taken for a mug. If you're going to say you want to leave, you're training on your own. If you're going to say, I deserve to be playing, and your dad's going to come out and say something, he's going to go, okay, your attitude stinks. You're not going to be involved until it gets better. If you're going to turn up late for training and all that, he's going to send you packing back to your parent club. Do you know what I mean? So Farker has now we've gone from a situation where the manager wanted to be everyone's best friend, which you just can't in a management perspective. You just can't, because people will take the piss out of you, from a manager who's like, I'm the boss. And Bielsa is exactly the same, sometimes to his detriment. But sometimes you need that. You need that type of figure. It's hard to get the balance. I look at someone like Klopp, for example. You can tell that he has that balance. No one will dare chat to Klopp, but he also has banter with his players as well. Do you know what I mean? You can see that, and that's what you want in it. It's hard to do. Like, I don't know what you lads do in a role, but when I worked in a call centre, I made the mistake when I was a manager of being too pally with some. Because then when you're ringing them up when they're sick, or when you're asking them to do things, they're like, "Oh, fuck off, Joe, man, you're my mate." Do you know what I mean? And then it's how do you wrestle that control back? It's so hard to do, because they then become your friends. So that's why sometimes maybe it is best to keep that distance, where Jesse just didn't. And then he talks about his final day and how on the final day me and Luke had been in a meeting saying everything's going to be fine, and then they're probably thinking, mate, you're getting sacked in an hour, do one. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, anyway, boom, there we go. Right, folks, I think we're coming towards the end anyway. We've been going for a solid 3 hours. So that's fair. But I'm going to ask you for some predictions before we do exit. I'll try switch up the answer each time, or question, sorry. Joe, from you, mate, I want to know how many players we get by 11 p.m.
Are we counting Roberts?
Yes, because he's not ours yet.
Okay, 2 in that case. And I had a little bit of searching in the background over the last few minutes because I noticed that they've all weirdly played together. Who is the left back with the second most minutes with Connor Roberts? Charlie Taylor.
Wales, or
Charlie Taylor.
Charlie Taylor has the second most minutes of any left back with Connor Roberts. So if we're drawing links here, maybe
100%.
We do need a left back.
Yeah, I would take it. In a heartbeat. So you think we get 2 players? Steve, what positions are them? I mean, you might not agree that we get 2, but tell me what positions we bring in. What positions we bring in?
Yeah. Well, if we do get 2, they'll both be at the back. Where they play ends up with the boss, but centre and a left, or centre and a left or right.
Yeah. Okay. So full back and centre back. That's
We're after a
fine.
lot,
Yeah, we are. Jamie, we play Bristol City tomorrow. Give me your score prediction.
Well, I spent 10 years living in the West Country, Joe. I worked in Bristol, so I've got a lot of mates who are Bristol supporters.
Nice.
So I'm grateful for the fact that we have quite a decent record against them. I think we beat them 2-0.
2-0. I'll take that. I'm going to go 3-1. Listen, folks. Listen, thank you everyone for coming on. Thank you everyone for sitting in and tuning in today. We have had close up to 1,000 live viewers, people dipping in and out and all that sort of stuff. So it's been great to see plenty of new members, plenty of super chats. Thank you so much for the support. I will be back live at 4 o'clock. Joe's going to be live from 5 as well. On that show, folks, I've got up to this point. So there'll be Jay from Auto Know Better, Joe Blackburn, Oscar Marriott, JT, myself, and then obviously we'll get some members back on, and you can jump back on as well if we get that out. But yeah, thanks as always for watching, folks. I'm going to end the stream there, and hopefully see you later. In a couple of hours' time, Roberts might actually be a Leeds United player, and Steve can relax. No worries, man. Thanks everyone for watching.